Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in T-1 minute. T-50 seconds. T-50 seconds. T-40 seconds. T-30 seconds. T-50 seconds. T-40 seconds. T-30 seconds. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You've just heard commentaries on the West Indies Sri Lanka series, a production of Vibes Radio, the champion station, in association with ABS Radio in Antigua. Join us again for more on Middle Stop.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. And our stage is set and we're getting ready for the CG Insurance T20 International Series. It's between the West Indies women team and the Pakistan women team. Rain has halted play here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. The groundsmen are getting themselves organized to be able to just make sure that they get the covers off, get the water. Everything has been safe in terms of the pitch. That didn't get wet. It's an overcast day here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. I'm joined by my colleagues in Mali Richards and the former West Indies player Sylvester Bouncing Joseph. We have the teams for you and we'll go through them very quickly for you. Home team, the West Indies in the CG Insurance T20 International Series. The stage is set. Stephanie Taylor, captain. Deandra Dottin, Keisha Knight, Anisa Mohammed, Shakira Selman, Kashona Knight, Chanel Henry, Shamila Connell, Haley Matthews, Shadeen Nation, and Alaya Aleen. For Pakistan, is Javira Khan, captain, Iram Javid, Nidya Da, Aliza Riaz, Anam Aman, Diane Beg, Monida Sidishi, Nashira Sadu, Fatima Sainiwi, Javera Raf, and Aisha Nasim. Let me go straight to Sylvester Bouncing Joseph and just maybe ask him his thoughts on the West Indies team. This would be their first game, Sylvester and Mali, since maybe 2019, almost down to that period. West Indies under a new coach in the man himself, not Phil Simmons, but Courtney Walsh. Sir Courtney Walsh gearing up and getting themselves ready for the series. Your thoughts, Sylvester, on the West Indies team today?
Well, good afternoon to the viewing and listening audience wherever you are in the world. It's good to be here again, Springs. What I can see with the West Indies women team, it's very consistent, throughout the years. These are the same players, that have been playing together, and hopefully that they can really put it together and give us a good performance this time around. The preparation, I think, has been intense, been good with the new coach. He has a good time, I think, to work with them, to have their plans, their strategies, to know where they're going forward, and working on them coming forward. So now is the time that they can execute and see how the plans, what adjustment that they can make. The first game in the series, so it's important that it's a learning experience, I think, also for the coaching staff, and hopefully they can benefit from in a positive way.
All right. It's important, Sylvester, that you talked about that, because if we look at the captain, Stephanie Taylor, age 30, Anissa Mohammed, vice captain, age 32, Aliyah Aline, 26, Shamila Connell, 28, Brittany Cooper, 31, you have DeAndre Dutton, 30, Chanel Henry, 25, Keisha Knight, twins, and Kashana Knight, they are twins. They're age 29, Haley Matthews, age 23, Shady Nation, 34, and we got Shakira Selman, who is 31. So those are the folks that have been around for a little time. So the youngest person there, Sylvester, would be Haley Matthews, who, as we would say, is 23 years old, supposed to be the new rising star moving forward. So it's going to be very important for this team, especially in this cycle, playing these games against Pakistan.
Yeah, most definitely. As I said, I've been together most of the team for quite a while. And they have won the T20 World Cup some years ago, and hopefully they are looking forward again for more success as a group, that are aging together gracefully, and hopefully that the experience that they have through the years, always a good time that they can come and show the West Indies public that they are enjoying playing with each other, and that they are coming out to perform to bring some joy to us.
Well, you were here and you witnessed the first game. The first game was the West Indies A team and the Pakistan A team. West Indies A team, they scored 96 for 8. Rashada Williams scored 33. She was the main top scorer. Pakistan, in reply, they reached 98 for 3 off 18.5 overs. Aisha Zafar, she scored 40 not out. Any little talent that you saw? And I know you would have seen a lot of talent, either batting or bowling, for the West Indies A team.
Yeah, we saw a few of them, but I think the main thing is that we need more series, A-team series like these, to help them to develop. When you look at the Pakistani players, you can see that they are more mature, they are accustomed to these kind of environment and setting. But our players, they are still learning on the job, and only how they can really improve and get ready for the next level is by, the West Indies board and Cricket West Indies and the other boards, come in agreement and have these sort of A-team tours for them, so they can develop as quickly as possible. But the talent is there. It's just going out there and executing. You have to, at this level, we need production. We need to come at your best game and produce the goods. Because this up here is about performances, Springs.
Good afternoon, Mali. Your thoughts?
Good afternoon, Skip. Good afternoon, Springs.
Good afternoon.
I think from a perspective of development, I think we have a lot to be positive about from what we saw. Yeah, they only made 90 odd, gave away 16 extras, but it's a development tour, and it will take CWI to invest in these players going forward for us to really start reaping the rewards of having these talented women around and giving them an avenue of cricket to really make an impact. But I was actually quite heartened by what I saw. I was quite encouraged, with Williams in particular, the way she batted, the skipper as well. They really brought an intent and looked like they knew how to go about batting in 2020 cricket. The one thing I will say that was I think they can work on, and I think it was quite clear for everyone to see, I think the fitness levels. I think as they go along, these ladies will have to realize the fitness levels that's required at this level, in order to maximize your talent. Because yes, and even in Ghaznavi's case, you can see she's a talented player, but even when she was batting, she ran out of steam at the end of her innings and couldn't really hit the balls with the power that she wanted to. So yeah, it's a learning experience, and like Sylvester said, you need more of these. You can't just learn this in the nets. You have to come out in the game and actually have these match situations and learn to think on your feet under pressure. And yeah, it's looking really good going forward. It's important that the West Indies, Cricket West Indies, invest, though. It's imperative that investment is made.
Yeah.
We saw 3 leg spinners today, Mali, but I was pretty much impressed with Kaisa Schultz. 4 not, 18-1. She looked very much in control. And then, what was also pretty interesting, Mali, is that Mandy Mangru, when she came in, she looked a busy cricketer. She's a live wire in the field. And she looks organized. She looks like she can bat. She looks like she can bowl. She looks like she can field. She enjoy her game.
All round.
Yeah.
Sugrim was the same as well. You got that impression. You know, they really want to make an impact. They want to produce, whether it be a catch, a great piece of fielding to run someone out, or even, you know, batting. They want to make an impact on the game, and that was clear to see if you were watching this game today. You got that from a Schultz, you got that from a Sugrim, or even a Williams when she was batting. You saw determination. You saw that these people really want to do well. So it's looking good going forward, like I said before. But you can't take your foot off the gas. It started now, so it has to build from here.
Folks, if you're wondering what's happening, you're listening to the voice of Mali Richards and Sylvester Bouncing Joseph. My name is Vernon Springer. It's the CG Insurance T20 International Series, and we are just awaiting final confirmation where the head groundsman will be able to hand over the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium facilities to the umpires, and once they get the clearance of that, then it will be the ball rolling. The game was expected to start at about around 2 o'clock. The rain delay here, some 23 minutes has delayed the process. I think everything else is almost in place. And let me take some time out to salute the groundsmen. What would have maybe helped them here today would have been a water hog machine that would have been able to help to take the water off of the covers. And I think you had like about between 15 to 16 maybe. In fact, maybe I think it's at one time it was up to 17. Groundsmen trying to see if they can be able to organize to get off a big solid blue cover here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. That in itself was a little challenge, because we would know that the rain, the showers came down, and it came down sharp and fast. But in the end, they got them off, and now the umpires are having a discussion. I hope we don't have any calculation reduction. What do you think, Sylvester? We got to that level yet? No.
No, I don't think so.
Don't think so.
A period.
A period, yes. I think it's about an hour.
Yeah.
I think if you pull my regulations here, Mali, look into my regulations. Are supposed to be right there. Sylvester is the umpire. He might be the man who will have to go through that.
Is that so?
Farmer.
No, once you're an umpire, you're always an umpire. You see, you know when you're a test player, you're just
a test player.
Once you're notice that, right? Qualified. Once you're qualified umpire, you always remain an umpire.
He has the skill. And
of course, that doesn't change.
That's what he's saying.
That really doesn't change. So for folks who've just tuned in, let me give you the West Indies team for today. Stephanie Taylor, DeAndre Dutton, Keisha Knight, Anisa Mohammed, Shakira Selman, Kashana Knight, Chanel Henry, Shamila Connell, Haley Matthews, Shady Nation, and Alea Aline. That is the West Indies team for today. The Knight sisters are batting, and if I look on the screen, I hope that it can't be that the order won't remain the same, because I can't see Anisa Mohammed batting at number 4 today. So they maybe have to get a little change in terms of that. The groundsman here just going through a little mopping up areas. I see something coming out with some soil. I think they are now inspecting. The umpires for today, Sylvester, is Mr. Ramdin, Danish Ramdani, and Verdine Smith. The match referee being Mr. Rian King, former teammate Sylvester. Match referee today, former West Indies fast bowler, Rian King. Now into the match. The umpires have checked. They seem satisfied. They're heading back to the dugout. They'll have a discussion with Rian King. I don't think, as Sylvester said, that any overs will be coming off based on what's happening. I think they'll be just excited to try and see if they can get out there. The groundsmen are now, along with the standby umpire, they're now just sorting out there's a particular area on strip number 8, just on the edge, and it's inside the 25-yard circle, that they may be just checking to just make sure for safety reasons that we are in and ready to go. But the stage is set, Mali. Pressure, a little bit of pressure on the West Indies women's team.
I wouldn't say that. I would say, from my perspective, though, obviously you want to see a DeAndre Dutton, Stephanie Taylor, and Haley Matthews. You know those players to be the stalwarts of the West Indian batting, but also I'm looking to see if any other batters emerge. For the last few years it's been mainly those three. I would say even Dottin and Taylor more so than a Haley Matthews. But those three players, we know what they can do. But I think at times what's let down the West Indian women in the past is just not having that depth going forward. And interested to see what the Knight sisters bring to this setup as well.
Well, they've been around for some time, and they have not, maybe I would say, set the world on fire, but at least Keisha Knight, once she gets an opportunity, they're going to be a little busy player who's going to get the action going. The umpires are now having the discussions with the two captains, Javera Khan from Pakistan and Stephanie Taylor from the West Indies. They are now meeting just in front of the side screen, in front of the Sir Andrew Roberts end, and they're going through maybe the little instructions. They maybe might be giving them their final piece to say, listen, we're going to look to start the game within the next 5 minutes. We're just giving the groundsmen some time to be able to clear off. We're going to still play the full 20 overs and just giving them an update in terms of what's happening. So, folks, if you're wondering what's happening, there's just a little delay, rain delay here at the Survivor-rated stadium. The captains are satisfied. The umpires have gone back to the dressing room, and the Pakistan team, Javera Khan, is the captain. And just to give you an idea in terms of what's going to be happening, Javera Raf is also being the person who has also made the 11 today. Maniba Ali, she's going to be the wicketkeeper. Nida Da, Alia Riaz, Iram Javed, Aisha Nasim, Fatima Sana Khan, Dian Beg, Nashra Sadhu, Anam Amin, Arub Shah, and Atilia Paravaz. That's the 11. In fact, Arab Shahab and Natila Paravaz are the folks who have left out for the Pakistan team today. Anam Amin is in the 11, so those two are the ones who left out to the 13. And Pakistan, they already won the first game in the A series, and they'll be looking to try to see if they can be able to get that energy level from what they would have received from the A team going into the senior team. But the West Indies, they'll have other ideas. And I think it's going to be important. The main idea that Pakistan would have won the toss, Sylvester, in the first game, won the toss in the second, and decided they're going to bowl first. What do you think they saw today?
Yeah, well, I mean, the conditions, the sun comes out, and then the weather comes back in. So it's kind of iffy whether you want to bat or bowl. And conditions like these, I mean, in terms of the Duckworth Lewis, I think if you have an opportunity to see what you need to do at the end, it's better for you as a team, as individual players as well, so you can set your style out and know what adjustment that you have to make, whether you have to push it, whatever decision you have to make. It's up to you. You can see it in front of you. So I think they're looking at it on that perspective.
What do you think, Mali? You support Sylvester?
100%.
With the Duckworth Lewis around, we never can get the Duckworth Lewis method worked out, but it's almost like a headache sometimes.
100%. Coming from one of the better captains, you'd say, in the region over the last, say, 20, 25, 30 years. Yeah, he would know exactly that in this situation, as a captain, you're better off knowing what you need to do, as opposed to reacting later on, if weather happens to become a factor.
So the groundsmen, they're just putting the final touches together. They've got some sawdust out, brought out their bucket, they've gone for a hammer, and they brought a sponge. They're going to try and see if they can be able to click that area, get it sorted out. It's not a danger area. When I say danger, I was talking about maybe in terms of the cricket wicket itself, but it's just within the 25-yard circle. And so the standby umpire, just making sure that that area is okay, because the last thing you want is that CG Insurance would have to pay out any money to any player. So don't think they want to go through So you know how that goes in terms of the meantime. But just to let you know that we are just awaiting word as to when play would start. We're waiting on an update quickly. I'm just trying to check through to see if the umpires would maybe be indicating anywhere through my WhatsApp message board that they're going to start anytime soon. Groundsmen really working diligently to be able to just get up all the sawdust off of the area. And I think once the standby umpire is satisfied that the work is completed, we'll be rearing and ready to go. So excellent work here so far by the gentlemen, and want us to give them credit. I see a big fast ball out there, Sylvester Musai, the man from All Saints, getting himself organized.
A good man. That's a good man there.
As he's been around for some time, he bowled with some real pace. At one point in time during his cricket, Mali, did you ever face him in his time?
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah.
He hustled you?
Yep. Him, I played against Bob Merrick as well.
Oh gosh.
All those guys, yeah.
And you could just imagine you have Musai from one end and Anthony Merrick from another end.
Those were the days when I guess when Antigua was just overly blessed with fast bowlers, you know. There were so many good ones that never even got the opportunity to even represent a Leeward Islands or an Antigua, just because the talent pool was that big, you know.
Sylvester, you faced Ferris? You didn't get a bit of Ferris?
No, I've never ever seen him bowl as well. I think when I came on the scene, he
was just about fading out.
Yeah,
I think he got an injury during that time there. Yeah,
he migrated as well. So I heard a lot about him, but I never really met him.
But who would have been the quickest that you would have faced in your time? Because I know in your time we had a lot of guys. Ricky Christopher, oh gosh. I don't think a lot of people talk too much, Sylvester, about Ricky Christopher, but Ricky Christopher had some pace.
Yeah, he had some pace. You have Goldwyn
Prince.
Golden Prince. I think one of the fastest spell that I have ever seen, is Golden Prince. But yeah, I can't really say the fastest bowler. I faced some fast balls. But we had so.
I like how you said that.
Yeah,
you didn't really get a good fast spell, but you got some that was really quick.
No, you get some good fast spells, but I mean you get them quite often. Because you have some really quick bowlers back then. But I mean
a lot.
To decipher which one was the fastest. I mean,
it was a headache.
Yeah, you get some fast.
Don't even think about that. But what it was like going to factory and seeing all these big, tall guys, Sylvester, and in those days, the late Taddy, when he woke you up.
He's still alive.
Yeah, when I say the late, I'm talking about the coach. I'm talking about coaching.
Okay.
Yeah. The Ayatollah, you got the Ayatollah. You know what I mean? He doesn't go through that procedure anymore. But you have to go to factory and you come late and Taddy's gonna send you around for some laps.
Yeah.
And, you get some punishment.
Well, to be honest, I wasn't in that bracket.
You weren't in that category.
I was taken to factory by Taddy. He would come and pick me up from school and take me. So I saw some guys there, one Earl Warjan. He was the main culprit.
And so Wandy
as
well.
Yes. Yeah, man. But I mean, up there, in terms of facing fast bowling back then, we didn't really have any fear because if you want to play cricket, this is what you gotta face. This is what when you see the spinners, man, they will get you out because you want to beat them. That's why you think most. But after a while, now we settle on and understand that you have to take it easy with the spin. But the reason why they got a lot of wickets
is because you're looking to dominate.
To dominate them.
Yep.
I mean, but fast bowling, man, we look forward for that. What we see now, it's just disappointing to see.
Yeah, but saying that, Skip.
Yeah.
Seeing the wicket that was played, they played the test match in St. Lucia, the last two test matches in St. Lucia, kind of a green top. And then Vernon talks about Taddy. And you remember, Taddy would prepare green wickets on purpose.
Yeah.
Right? So a green seaming wicket, and he'd give all the fast bowlers a new ball, and he'd tell them, don't pitch anything up.
Yeah.
Today's the day, all bounces to this guy. At the end of the day, practice was really tough, but it made the game easier. I think that's something that I think is lost a bit today.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at some of the things that are happening now, I mean, you kind of bamboos, especially when you see a bowler running a bowling short balls and man doing all kind of things. It just to us, man, that is not cricket. To be honest, this is what we grew up on. And
exactly.
When you're West Indian going up, you don't fear fast bowling like what we see now.
I think the wickets have a lot to do with it. A lot. Because the players of this generation that have come up have not come up on any wickets like that. The wickets have gotten slower, lower. spinners have dominated our regional competitions, and it's had a negative effect on how we actually play genuine fast bowling.
Yeah.
Well, folks, if you're wondering what's happening, we're just waiting on the umpires. They are having another conversation with the Pakistan captain. As we look down on the Sir Andy Roberts end, it looks as if they're going to be coming out now, and we all set. Just to let you know that England women versus India women, they're playing in a 50-over series. England at the moment, they're 92 for 4 of 21.5 overs. India were bowled out for 221, so England will need 130 runs from 28 overs. That is going to be an exciting game. And the Indians have hit back strongly in that women's one-day international series which is being played in England. And Mali, just for you, I don't know which English team that you back, but I'm not doing too well. I back Manchester United. Everton has appointed Benitez as manager.
I'm a United fan too.
Oh, you're a United fan.
Man,
Bouncing sounds like he's a Manchester City fan.
Chelsea.
No, the Chelsea.
The Blues. I was just picking his brain. I was just trying to see if I
he's European champion.
He's a European champion.
Yes, sir.
We're champion.
Champions League.
Champion. And then we saw also, just to give you a quick update as the umpires in today's game, it's look like Danish Ramdani and Verdin Smith, with Ryan King being the match referee. The Pakistanis, they've won the toss and they're gleefully coming out onto the field here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. They can't wait to get out. Out comes the openers for the West Indies women's team. I think it will be Deandra Dottin and Stephanie Taylor. And this is going to be an exciting start. Wimbledon is taking place. We saw Serena Williams going out through an injury. And just to give you a quick update just before we get into the action here, to let you know that Andy Murray is also playing today. Mali, who are you supporting?
In Wimbledon?
Yes.
I'm more of a Rafa Nadal guy. Roger Federer, I know, is probably the greatest tennis player ever. But with Nadal not playing, I'll be going for Roger Federer this year.
Well, Novak Djokovic, he got through in 3 sets.
Yep.
Yeah, Andy Murray takes the first set, 6-3 against Germany's Oscar Otte. So, hey, action is happening. Just to give you an update and keeping you busy, just, we're not.
You said Benitez is the manager of Everton now?
Yeah, just been appointed.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
So that Merseyside derby will be fun next season, isn't it?
Well,
yeah, man. Considering he was such a Liverpool legend.
Well, listen. You know what is going to be more interesting, guys?
What?
If England win the Euros, then the next English football season is going to be exciting. Because remember they say they have the most top-rated league in the world.
It is. Most exciting.
So we know what's going on. So, folks, we're here, ready, ready to go, and Pakistan. We really have to give them some credit, Sylvester and Mali. Their Prime Minister Imran Khan has done an excellent job, got a number of stars from around the world, including Sir Curtly Ambrose, Sir Viv Richards, number of folks, Greg Chaplin, those guys, to come to Pakistan and said, listen, you got to come back and support Pakistan cricket in a very big way. And they're off and running because we have the Pakistan women team right here in the Caribbean, ready to go. So we're just about to start, Sylvester.
But you're not mentioning the biggest Pakistani West Indian at all.
Who's that?
Darren Sammy.
First up, delivery. Honorary. So we have a situation here where there's a change because Hayley Matthews has come out with Deandra Dottin, and Hayley Matthews, Sylvester, when you check through her stats in T20, some 55 matches, 986 runs. She stands up to a good length delivery here.
You sure that's Hayley? That looks like the captain. What is she? I don't know. She shapes like a captain.
It's Hayley Matthews.
Okay.
Yeah, Matthews. Hayley Matthews is a little bit taller than yeah. So we know what's happening, and we wait for a little while. Left arm spinner, Pakistan starting with spin very early o'clock, bang on target, and you're just making sure that she can't score. Just about, Sylvester, just going to be able to just pull up the bowler's name very quickly for you so that you'll be able to get that one sorted out. Number 46, starting here. And Amin, left arm spinner, goes back and cut the Ambrose, and here is Matthews back and looking to punch that. There's a little mix up right here. Could be trouble, and Dottin almost got herself run out in the end. they got the run from an overthrow. So the Sylvester has already indicated that the Pakistan women's team, they're brilliant in the field. They're like live wires, and they just keep surging onto you all the time, keeping you going. Matthews off the mark, she's won, and almost, if that player had picked that ball up and hit the stump, it would have been curtains for Deandra Dottin. Dottin now taking her guard from the umpire. Looks as if she wants a middle stump guard. Am I right, Dottin bungs in, or she wants an off stump guard?
It looks like she's on off stump.
Wow, this is going to be interesting. She was the first woman T20 player in the world, bungs in, to score a T20 century at Warner Park. I witnessed that against South Africa, 2010.
Wow,
Trust me.
History.
She hit the ball all parts of Warner Park, and you know Warner Park is a lovely outfield, right? And trust me, she took on everybody there on that day. Very special moment. I'm in to bowl to Dottin. Dottin is out. Ball. Oh, she dropped it. That was a sitter, Sylvester. She can't believe it. Dottin casually playing back, more or less a light flighty delivery, and for a moment we were about to celebrate, and all of a sudden the ball hit the grasp, and Dottin lives to fight on. Sometimes you need that sort of luck, Sylvester.
Well, the first delivery, like she hasn't
settled yet.
Yeah.
Here's Dottin just back and looking to turn this. Can't beat the fielder short mid-wicket. Pakistanis have come up with some sense of purpose. So Dottin almost, in the first over, all action happening. Almost had a run out. And then all of a sudden she got dropped on her first legal delivery that she faced. She's now saying a word or two to Hayley Matthews, saying, well, listen, today's going to be my day. One without loss, the end of over number one.
Yeah, I mean, in the matter of three deliveries, she was supposed to out twice, because even the run out, I think the bowler was right there, and the fielder tried to hit the stumps, and she was, to me, she was a little way out. So, and then the second delivery that her first legitimate delivery. I mean, she just pushed it back like she hasn't warmed up yet. I guess the weather, play a part in her not warming up, getting ready.
She should be glad she's in the Caribbean. She's not in England. Where it's cold. She's got a switch on here. This is lovely weather here in Antigua and Barbuda. She'll be smiling.
Yeah, but it's kind of difficult. I mean, remember they went through all of the warm up and then
and then had to cool down to come in again. Yes, certainly. So Baig now will start for the Pakistan team, and she will, medium pacer, will move in now to bowl to Hayley Matthews. Hayley Matthews is driving, looking for a single. And these two, you almost look like they're going to be a candidate for a run-out sort of situation, because they're two busy players. They're going to want to be going all the time. So they're going to have to be mindful about the challenges that lie ahead here, bouncing. Sylvester, Baig into a first over, medium pacer. Looks as if Hayley Matthews, Sylvester is batting around about leg stump.
Yeah,
from our standpoint here, Baig comes in now to bowl to Matthews. Matthews is whipping this beautifully out to the deep backward square leg fielder, and we'll get one run. And it's a lovely throw right into the wicketkeeper, who comes around nicely and just picks it up. So the score goes up to 2 without loss. Dottin, who is on naught, now comes into strike. Wicketkeeper is Muniba Ali. We're in the number 17. And Sylvester, Pakistan did start with a slip, but they've now pulled that out, that slip fielder out, and they're more or less bowling to a very strategic field, a 6-3 field, and maybe the sort of link that Baig is going to bowl. Diana Baig is going to be pretty interesting. In now to bowl to Dottin. Dottin driving beautifully to cover in the air, and that rackled away for 4. She hit that ferociously, Sylvester, 6 without loss.
Well, I guess that woke her up. The job catch woke her up. She realizes now that I'm at Saviv, and I'm playing for the West Indies team, and we're playing against Pakistan, and I'm ready for it now. I'm up and ready. That was a magnificent shot. A bit aerial, but it was a fair way away from the fielder. I don't think that the fielder had a chance really, with the immense power that she possesses.
6 without loss, and that was really hit with some tremendous power. The fielder, third man, has now come into the 30-yard circle. A shot third man, Baig in now the bowl to Dottin. Dottin back and punching it, and they seem to got a strategy in terms of the length that they're going to bowl to Dottin. Now, one of the things that I've found out, Sylvester, in terms of when you bowl into Dottin, when you bowl the back of a length, if you realize just a while ago right there, she doesn't really move. She still stands up there and look to punch the ball. And so if you realize the field placing from the Pakistanis, they're trying to force her into that area so that it cramps her. Yeah. And the fielder just a while ago almost gave her an opportunity. She got a single. She's up to 5, and the score is 7 without loss. Diana Big moves into bowl to Hayley Matthews. In now to bowl to Matthews. Back of a length short. Can't score. There's a strategy. Dottin is coming out of her crease. She had to get back very quickly. And there seems to be, because they've played so long, the individual analysts would have done some work, Sylvester.
Yeah, of course. In this day and age, with all this technology, I mean, no one go unnoticed at these times. And,
don't get away at all, Sylvester.
And these experienced players, I mean, they know a lot about them. They just have to come and execute. That is the biggest thing, is the execution on the day.
Diana Big glides away past the umpire, now the ball to Matthews. Matthews is looking to stick a single. That is suicide. And for a moment there, Sylvester, that was pretty close there. I thought that the ball, especially on the track, raced away to the short mid-wicket fielder. And we look at that one there. Had she picked up and hit the stump direct, I think Matthews could have been in some trouble.
Yeah, I mean, as Barrington Levy says, they are living dangerously out there. I mean, that was a close one. I don't think that, that one was necessary. They are too high risk, but she got away with it. So, she lived to fight another day. But you can see that there's a bit of a nervy start here, Springs, a bit of jiggery, a few close, calls in terms of the run out, a few misfields as well from the Pakistani players. So I guess, this is the real stuff now. And basically the practice game was before with the A teams. So this is the real one now. So everybody trying. This is a lovely shot.
Here is Hayley Matthews opening up her shoulders. One bounce into the wide long on area. Down to the boundary for 4. And flighted delivery. Lovely flighted delivery there by Anam Amin. And Hayley Matthews is with a check drive, more or less. Didn't go right through with it. Had she maybe gone through with it, Sylvester, it might have sailed all the way into the scoreboard area. But good cricket shot. Kept her shape nicely. She goes up to 7. Dottin is 5. Score is 12 without loss. The fielder now goes right back onto the boundary. So they've got 2 fielders out onto the leg side. You've got a mid-wicket and a long on. Every other fielder is inside the 30-yard circle. No slip at all. And Amin will start now to bowl to Dottin. Not Dottin, but Hayley Matthews. Matthews is back and looking to crack that. Now, I don't know how you feel about that, Sylvester, but you realize that Matthews was pulling away rather than getting in line to be able to look to find the gap. And because of that, we sort of restricted her in her stroke play. Yeah. She's batting at leg stump, so it sometimes maybe even makes it a little challenge for her. Bang on target, and again they look to get a suicide single, and the fielder there for the short mid-wicket running in to be able to cut that one off. I understand the concept, Sylvester, of trying to take singles, but at the same time, I just feel a little softer hands would be better. But they will tell me that they're out there. I'm in a chair here looking at the far distance from them, maybe about 110 meters.
Yeah, I mean, they're out there to make those decisions. When they're out here, everything's look. We can say we are the best spectator.
Armchair critics, as they call us.
Okay.
13 without loss. Dottin is 5. Matthews is 8. The West Indies, their current run rate is 4.88. You're off to a good start. I want to say good afternoon to all the folks in St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Dominica, Grenada. Bang on target here is Dottin sweeping this one out to fielder. Good aggressive feeling there. A mid-wicket fielder coming around. And a good one bounce throw into the keeper. So Dottin goes up to 6 and the score goes up to 14 without loss. 14 without loss. Amin into her second over. Not for 7 so far. Folks who are following us via the West Indies YouTube channel or in Pakistan will be following this coverage. Thanks for linking in and listening to us. And if you're in Antigua and Barbuda and you want to come to the game, you have to be fully vaccinated. Just come up to the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium and witness women's cricket, international cricket in its glory. Here is Matthews just working this one down to the short fine leg fielder, and she'll get a single. So she did get a little nick onto that. Over number 3 completed. The score is 15 without loss. 15 without loss. Matthews is 9 and Dottin is 6. And the Pakistan fielders, they get into these overs very quickly, Sylvester.
Yeah, as I said at the start, from both teams, they are really looking to get a stronghold, on the game. But we look at the singles like a bit risky. But even the previous game, you can see the batters, they understand each other. So as soon as they call for the single, they go to. There is no stuttering. If you know what I mean, Spring. So
I got you.
Yeah. So they just running through, and it's difficult for.
Pitching up to Haley Matthews. Haley Matthews driving early in the air, but he found the gap, and that's what you want to do. You're always told to find the gaps, and it raced away down the tractor area for 4. So another boundary. In fact, they might have to replace the ball because I think that ball got wet. The umpire now will be inspecting it. Let's see if he's going to take it. No, they're rubbing away, but I think he will call for it just to make sure. I think she would have to pass it to the umpire. Am I right, Sylvester?
Well, yeah.
She does. He's satisfied, Verdin Smith, and he lobs it to the bowler. So the West Indies, in the meantime, 19 without loss. Their counterparts, their teammates, the West Indies A team in the balcony area, just looking on at the game. Matthews is 13 from 13 deliveries. As Baig moves in nicely to bowl to Matthews. Matthews gets a link delivery and just drops it onto the offside, gets an easy single. You can't stop that at all. Diana Baig, we're in the number 42 for Pakistan. And she looks a big, strong, fast bowler, Sylvester.
Yeah, I mean, she's really running in and hitting the good areas, but I think the West Indies batters, in terms of Haley Matthews and Dutton, they're equal to the task. You can see, when she come a bit full, that they, find the gap and get the boundary, and when she bowl her good hard length, they drop the ball and get the singles.
Dottin is 6, waits for Baig, Diana Baig, and she cramped herself there. She was not in position for that there. She was looking to hoist that over mid-wicket, and it cramped her for room because Diana Baig is bowling, as we would say, a heavy ball, Sylvester, with that 5-ounce ball. Yeah, not 5.5 ounce. The men is 5.5 ounces, and for the women it's 5 ounces. Yeah. And that white ball, she's really hitting the deck there and cramp. They're Dottin for some room. Big, strong, young, fast bowler with a black armband on her left wrist. And she moves away, glides away past Smith and out the bowl to Dottin. Dottin driving down the ground and picking up a single that came off the bat. Still not finding the shape. Dottin more or less looking for power, Sylvester?
Well, yeah, I mean, that is the Dottin. For us, she's a power pack player, and she's not really technically inclined, but she's as impactful as, over the years with her experience, she has created, a game for herself, and she knows her game. So, she's.
Here's Matthews driving inside out down to the fielder. And she's just looking for a check drive and saying, maybe I should have just gone right through with it. This check drive maybe not working out my method, but she's playing it safe, more or less, rather getting an easy single. She just stroked it down to mid-off.
Indeed. What I like, even in the West Indies A team, you see the rotation of the strike with the intent. Over the years we have talked about it, and these.
Here comes Bagan out the bowl to Dottin, and then Dottin cramped again. And she's simply cramped, Sylvester, because the right foot is not moving into the depth of the crease. So she's just looking to just go at it. And Diana Baig is bowling, as we would say, a heavy ball. Her second over comes to an end. 4 overs bowl, not for 14, Diana Baig. The West Indies at the end of 4, they're 22 without loss. Haley Matthews is 15. DeAndre Dottin is 17. And Sylvester keeps talking about partnerships. You have to play, within your limitations. And, all Dottin has to do is just rotate the strike. Matthews look like the person who is going to be informed. I don't need to be going trace a bullet at the same time.
Yeah, as you said, a back foot is not coming across because, and which is required, especially at this time, because they're bowling her outside. The plan is to bowl her outside of the half stump, and the length is not all that short, So, but if you move your back foot, because it's a length, I think that the shot if she gets in good position, the shot is on. Yeah. So, but she has to get across because they're already bowling her wide.
Here is another single sneaked away by Matthews, and Sylvester has told me already, at least 120 meters away. Matthews and Dottin will tell me, don't worry, Mr. Springer. Once we play the ball, we're going to get a single. So the Pakistanis are going to have to work to run us out here today. Matthews goes up to 16. Dottin is on 7. She comes in to strike. And we have Anam Amin, who is into her third over. So Pakistan has a different ploy as compared to the West Indies and Pakistan A game, which took place a little earlier. Left arm spinner. Out the boat, and Dottin is coming down the wicket now and hoisting that one. Is the first maximum of the game. That's gone all the way past the CG Insurance sign. The Kennedy's bar is not open today, and it's gone for 6. So the first 6 of the game, Dottin flashes up to 13. Hayley Matthews is 16.
Yeah, good committed shot. Yeah, she came down the track, and the ball was basically a leg stump, and she swung it over. The backward square mid-wicket area, and a well complemented 6. But the positivity of these two, you can see the experience as well, knowing each other over the years and growing together. And even the singles, they are communicating well together, Springs.
Certainly. Good start so far. 29 without loss. Starts, goes in out about the Dottin, and Dottin missed out on that one. Just as Sylvester says, there could be trouble here, and the Pakistan fielders did not pick the ball up. In fact, I don't know where Matthews was going, Sylvester, because really, Dottin, first of all, didn't look at the ball long enough. She just shot the ball, saw the ball, took her eyes off of it, and she just kept her eyes right on the point of contact. That really should have been 4 more, because it almost was
6.
It really almost was like a long hop.
Yeah.
It was pulled down, and Dottin missed out, but she's still there, 29 without loss. She's 13. And waits for Amin in now to bowl to Dottin. Dottin is back and just turning this one and looking for a single that's certainly not on. Brilliant piece of fielding there by the fielder at square leg for the Pakistani team, and she gets an applause for a big effort there, Sylvester.
Yeah, definitely.
One thing, what I like about the Pakistan team and even the West Indies A team that we saw the team spirit among them, they complement each other, which is really good for women's cricket. We don't even see that in the in the men's game. Here is Dottin back and pulling this one down to long on, picking up a single easily. Javier Roth.
The ladies show more emotions,
more passion.
You call it. Ladies are more emotional than men. It's not that. I see sometimes they acknowledge when you do a good feeling in the men's game, but in the ladies' game, you see, every good thing that each other do, that they compliment them. Yeah. So you see it more natural with the ladies, which is a good thing. Some of us as men can learn
a thing or two.
But then again, we have to show that manhood, so to speak.
5 overs bowl, 30 without loss. 30 without loss, Sylvester. Power play number 1 is being set up here. I think the West Indies will be satisfied, Sylvester. Matthews 16, Dottin 14. At least they've not lost a wicket, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, but I think that the Pakistani team would be disappointed because they created a few chances and they never
just never nailed the goalpost.
Yeah, but especially with Dottin, when you have an opportunity to get her, you have to take it because she's very, very dangerous, and the longer that she goes on, is a more dangerous she gets. And Hayley Matthews, she's in good forms in the practice game. I think she scored 100, and she's looking good so far as well, hitting the ball nicely.
So we have a bowling change, Sylvester, and there seems to be a ploy by the Pakistan team where they bowl the medium pacers, medium fast bowlers from the Sir Andy Roberts end. We have Fatima Sanakan, yes, coming in, and she's a little shorter than, as we would say, and the fast bowler before, big. And let's see, what Sana can produce here. Shortened name, Pakistan with more or less what we could say, Sylvester, 6-3 feel, trying to put some pressure on the West Indies. Here is Dottin hoisting that over mid-off, down to the boundary for 4. So once it's in that zone, Dottin is going to bring out the long hanger, and the long hanger came out there, took Dottin to 18, and the score goes up to 34 without loss. Matthews, the non-striker, is on 16.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why they wanted to get Dottin out early, because she makes a name for herself already in international cricket, and she's a no-nonsense player. And if you bowl in her area, she has this positivity about her.
Wait. And she's back and punching it. Another good length delivery right there. They're applauding the young lady, Sana, for being able to just get that one on the track. And one of the things you could see that they're trying to work on, Sylvester, is to bowl that in back of a length, more or less between middle and leg, and more or less cramper. That one was down that line, and so she was just only able, because again, her back foot is not moving, to be able to just punch that one up. It's sort of cramped off a room.
Yeah, as you can see, you can have the best plans, but it's the execution of the plans, is important.
Dottin 18, waits for Sana. Sana is back and punching that. Dottin down the ground, picking up another single. And what I've been impressed, Sylvester, about so far in these two games so far, on this 70-meter boundary here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, is the throwing from the boundaries from the young ladies.
Yeah, they're getting stronger. You can see that the various boards, they employ the physical trainer, and these athletes are now, engaged in strength training and all these stuff. So
Sana to Matthews, she just turned around to the fine leg area. She'll get a couple of runs here. She might maybe even get 4, but it's cut off nicely. They were thinking about coming back for 3, and I think there was a hesitation between Dottin and Matthews. Matthews had to scrub her back and spin around, in fact, in a 360 degree area to get around. But I always thought it was 3 runs, Sylvester. They've been running maybe earlier clock. I don't know what you thought. Matthews is now saying, hey, don't worry about it. You're still there, 37 without loss. Dottin 19, Matthews 18. Such a talented player, Sylvester, Hayley Matthews. In fact, she's supposed to be the new emerging star on world cricket. Has played some 55 T20 games, 986 runs, with a high score of 107, 51 wickets to complement that. Her average in T20 doesn't show you the class that she has, but 18.60 before this game. And she's a much better player than that.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes, in T20 the averages, but in her case, as an open batter, her average, I think, should be better off than that. But we know that I think she's a star. I think you keep on saying that she's an emerging star, but she's one that travels around the world in the various 2020 competitions, franchise cricket competition.
Here is Matthews back and looking to punch that. Hayley Matthews would have started playing cricket in Barbados at a very, very, very early age, coming out of a cricketing background in Barbados. Her dad, her brothers, so she's come up in, as we would say, the hard line area, more or less. Maybe this could be her cycle. This could be her cycle where we could, when we're talking about the Healey's and companies and the Beaumonts, and so the next 10 year cycle could be the Hayley Matthews time. She's back and steering this down to third man for 4. Just open the face of the bat. Good pace. And another boundary to the West Indies. Another boundary to Hayley Matthews. Score shots up very quickly to 41. And Matthews goes to 22 of 20 deliveries. Dottin is 19 of 16 deliveries over number 6 completed. The West Indies here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in the CG Insurance T20 International Series. They're 41 without loss.
Yeah, you can see Hayley Matthews is in a good place in terms of her cricket. That shot alone, well controlled, passing the keeper and the short turn man. And she was in very good control. She understands the length. And can you even notice that same delivery, similar delivery, the ball before, she punched it to extra cover. But this one now, she realized the gap to find that third man is up. So she just angles and guides it down to third man and collect a well-deserved boundary.
So we wait and we see in terms of what's happening. We have another bowler again, Sylvester. Who's this one now? Is this
Okay,
San-
6.
Yeah, so is Nashara Sandu. So Sandu, another leg spinner again.
Left
so
arm, left
so
arm leg
they
spin.
must have heard something, Sylvester. What do you think?
If
They're
it-
bowling to two Barbadian players who are playing for the West Indies, and you now when you hear the tune, people like Winston Reid, when he played a lot, picked up a lot of wickets in the league.
Roy Marshall.
Yeah, in the
These
league in
guys.
Barbados. You know what I mean? So the Pakistan team must have done some homework. Yeah.
But
This is interesting, Sylvester. She's coming between the umpire and the stump. I almost thought for a moment it was Elkamida Willett.
Yeah, that's the old time way. We
Ah,
haven't seen.
there
we
you
haven't
go.
seen.
There you go, Sylvester. We don't see that.
We don't see that nowadays.
You don't see that now these days.
So we have to go back in our time. This refreshes that back in the day.
Except that she's bowling in a hat. Nashra Sandu, and looks very much controlled.
But they have a lot of left-handed cricketers in Pakistan.
Serious.
When
Bang
they-
on target. They're looking for a single right there. They get it in the end. Haley Matthews is comfortably home as Dottin picks up her 20th run. The score goes up to 42 without loss. Good running between Dottin and Haley Matthews, and she maybe didn't even have to stretch.
I mean, good communication. It seems to me like, because when you're playing for a while and you bat together for a while as well, you just give eye contact and you can see.
And you're gone.
And go, yeah.
42 without loss. It's the CG Insurance International T20 Series, West Indies versus Pakistan. Here is Matthews just hitting this one inside out over cover. Didn't really get to the pitch of the ball, but got enough to it to be able to just make sure that she got a comfortable 2 runs quite easily. Could have got a little closer, Sylvester. I don't know what you thought about that one. So,
I think she was a bit deceived in the flight. The bowler was equal to the task, but that shows her
Confidence,
experience and her
yes.
confidence that she knows that she's not there and she can open her face and put it over the short fielders in the offside, which is good. So I mean, she's been deceived a bit, but she know how to
and make the adjustment.
Yeah, she made the adjustment pretty well.
Sandu, left arm spinner. You tried a couple of things, Sylvester, bowling some off spin. You got a number of people and still continue to get wickets. Here is Haley Matthews trying to get a little fancy. It sort of kept low. And she maybe wanted to just work it into the leg side area, more or less by the umpire square leg area, and pick up a single. Dot ball, something that she be maybe aggravated with herself, that she could have done a lot better. She's 24. Waits for Sandu. Now the ball to her. Haley Matthews is driving in the air, Sylvester. And just for a moment, it almost carried there to the fielder. Again, I still would like her to go through with that shot, Sylvester. It's more or less a check drive. I don't know how you feel.
I'm giving the credit to the bowler. I think she looks.
She's mixing her lines.
Yeah, she's varying her pace really well.
She's going to be in now to both to Dottin, and Dottin gone, all the way over to the mid-cricket area, almost into the ambulance. 6 more to the Andrew Dottin here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. 50 up for the West Indies, 51 without loss of 7 overs, 29 minutes, and the West Indies are in a hurry, Sylvester.
Well, that shot reminded me of the late Wanaka Moden and myself. That's how we used to play left arm spinners. Haley Matthews is playing it the conventional way in terms of chipping and trying to go in over extra cover. But we normally, like they call it, slug sweep. And the end of that is why because it's how she's bowling. It's difficult if you're not a regular chipper, to get to the pitch of the delivery. So you stand and you make sure that you cover and then get a good piece of willow on that ball. And she's doing that.
And in your time, Sylvester, you did a lot of skipping. So you had to use your feet. You had to get down there. You had to get, because you came at a time, Sylvester, when they had a lot of spinners in the Leeward Islands tournament.
Yeah, but to be honest, I wasn't really a chipper. I stand up and I pick the length and the line, and I did my thing about it with it. I played my own way, but when I had to, I had to chip because you have to have different way of operating back then, because those guys have so much guile and turn, and they pull you out and variation. So you have to make sure that you have different ways that you can counteract them, and but you have your own weight that work for you. And my thing was, that when it's there to hit in my zone, I'm gonna hit it.
So Sandu is pulled out of the attack. Looks as if now we're now going to have an off spinner coming in to the attack. We'll just wait for a little while. We can't see her number yet because she's facing us. But maybe the scorer, our scorer, might be working some magic, and he might be able to come up with a.
Sandu.
No, Sandu is pulled out of the attack now. They pulled Sandu out.
That's why.
First delivery, it's a wide, and it's down the onside. Umpire Verdin Smith gets his hands out very quickly. We've still not been able to pick the number up. We can't see the number. It looks like number 8. Okay, so so Dara's coming to the attack.
What is she's relative to umpire Da?
I that's something that I'll have to find out for you, Sylvester. So Dar has started. She started with a wide, and she's really one of Pakistan's season.
I think she was here for the World Cup.
She was, yes.
Yeah,
So she's been around for some time. We wait for like a while, and she comes in now. Sort of Shoaib Malik action, more or less. She's not as tall as him, but you jump and makes you have to think, and you have to wait with the patience. Dottin is 26. She's facing Dar. Dar comes in now to bow to Dottin. Dottin is getting a little fancy, getting across the crease right there and just paddling this one around into the vacant fine leg area. If they're good enough, they could be able to come back for 3. Haley Matthews is coming back very quickly, and they get 3 runs. So good positive running, good positive cricket there, and good innovation there from Deandra Dottin. And they applaud each other by recognizing the major contribution there, Sylvester.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, these are the shots, and they are not really highway shots. These are the stuff that you need in order to keep the strike rotating. Picking up the singles, and Marley alluded to the fact that some of the A-team girls need to get fitter. But when you look at these top players, you can see the fitness is there.
Dar is in now to bowl to Matthews. Matthews is driving inside out. And the cover fielder and the sweeper coming around. She's picking up 2 runs. And the Pakistan bowlers, Sylvester, they're mixing it up. So the Dottin is a little bit more fuller.
Yeah.
To Haley Matthews, making her reach and come for it. She really wasn't there to it, but she's in such good nick.
Yeah.
Haley Matthews, that she'll get away with anything for the meantime. She's 27, Dottin is 29, and the West Indies are 58 without loss. In the meantime now, a conversation takes place between Dottin and Matthews. There's some adjustment being made. The sweeper on the offside, who was at cover, is now coming, and they have now pushed back the long off, the mid-off, to long off.
Right.
Pretty interesting. Yeah, let's see what Da is going to come up with. She's got a deep backward square in a mid-wicket, short mid-wicket, no slip, short third man, more or less cover, backward point. Here is Matthews, that didn't bounce enough, and she's got to be careful, but she kept her eyes on it and hit it out to the fielder at mid-wicket. Good throw coming in there.
I think one of the things that you can look at for Haley Matthews is a deep backward square. Maybe you can bring her in and send that deep extra cover, because Haley Matthews doesn't look like she sweeps a lot. I don't know if she has the shot. I believe she does, but she more comfortable with going down the track and hitting over extra cover, over long off and long on. So I think maybe if that is her favorite shot, you can set the field and help cause her to play a different shot.
Dottin is back and fierce power, looking to go past cover, can't go there.
Brilliant feeling.
Brilliant piece of fielding by the Pakistan fielders there, especially inside the 25-yard circle, and cutting that one off. The West Indies current run rate is 7.53. Dottin is 29, and Matthews 28. There's a race on here as to who will get to 50 first. 59 without loss. Dottin gets a delivery and steers it beautifully, and trying to get past the fielder, short third man, and she came around nicely and cut that one off. So the score at the end of over number 8, the West Indies, after being inserted by Pakistan, they are 60 without loss. Deandra Dottin is 30, Haley Matthews is 28, and the current running rate is 7.50. Dar first over, cost them 9 runs.
Yeah, a good positive start here by Dottin and Matthews. As we know, they are very capable, of producing some good runs here, and they're doing just that for the West Indies team. I think they are happy. The scoring rate is good. It's just for them to continue, and not be reckless in terms of giving it away. Especially if these guys can bat at least 15 to 16 over. I think the West Indies will have a decent score.
You're wondering what's happening. It's the CG International T20 series, and sponsored by CG, and massive collaboration between Cricket West Indies and the Pakistan Cricket Board to have the Pakistan women's cricket team coming over for this important tour. 8 overs bowled. This is the first T20 game taking place here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. National hero Sir Viv. Nice flighted delivery again from.
I believe Sir Viv is on the golf course at the moment.
Certainly. Today will be a lovely day for him. Here is Dartin more or less losing her shape and tugging this one down to the mid-wicket area, and she lost her shape there because her head went almost all over the place rather than keeping her head still and finishing the shot. Pretty interesting.
I think she tried to hit that one a little bit too hard.
Yes. Sandhu, we're in the number 6. She starts. I like her approach between the umpire and the stump. Comes in now to bowl to Matthews. Matthews is back and punching that. That will have the legs to go all the way for 4. It hits the boundary rope now. Boundary to Matthew. And the West Indies quickly shots up to 65 without loss. Nice positive shot there from Hayley Matthews. She goes to 32 and DeAndre Dartin is on 31. And Sandhu just pulling that one down offline, and Matthews is in good touch, spanked that away for 4. A boundary. The West Indies continue to just march away in boundaries. Sylvester 65 without loss, and we into over number 9.
Yeah, I don't think that the Pakistani captain is really reading. She's coming over in the offside now to protect the boundary, but I think the extra cover boundary is one boundary that you need to protect for Hayley Matthews.
This time is bang on tackle Sandhu, and this time she bowled that quicker, faster. Wouldn't really say it was the arm ball, but it was flatter, faster. She didn't flight that one much to Matthews. Matthews was getting a little fancy and looking to turn it to short mid-wicket. Didn't score. Dot ball. 7.50 is the current run rate. Matthews is 32. Sandhu comes in now to bowl to Matthews. Matthews driving inside out. She's out caught at cover. And that's what Sylvester was talking about there. That check drive. You got to get close to the balls, Sylvester.
Yeah.
He's pulling away more or less rather than getting close enough to it. And it's finally brought her downfall. Pakistan strikes. Hayley Matthews goes back for 32. She, by her standard, will be very disappointed because she got a start. She's in good touch. And she's maybe saying to herself, maybe could have maybe been a little bit more circumspect to that one, get a little closer to that delivery. But West Indies have lost their first wicket, and Hayley Matthews goes back for 32.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the third delivery that we saw her chip down the wicket, and she didn't reach to the pitch of the delivery. The first 2, she got away with it in the previous over. And she should have realized that she has to make the adjustment because Sandhu is really bowling and varying her pace, and her flight, and she's not getting to the pitch. So I think, that was a high risk shot in my opinion. The ball before that was a bit shorter. She stood on her back foot and punched it to cover for 4. So she should be a little more circumspect, especially to the flighted delivery for Sandhu, because she was on the ball. She's bowling pretty well, especially that delivery. Even notice with Dartin. Dartin does not chip to her. She played when she flights it. Dartin will play the slug sweep. But Hayley Matthews does the opposite, and that created a downfall.
Easy catch there by Javid. Iram Javid taking a very comfortable catch. And in international cricket, you will be very much excited when you pull up a catch like that. Out comes the West Indies captain, Stephanie Taylor, batting at number 3. She's not faced the delivery yet. We'll wait for Sandhu, the left arm spinner, a little open stance. And Matthews is back and steering there. She's off the mark straight away. She'll get a couple of runs right here. Didn't score a lot of runs in the trial games, the practice games for the West Indies, but you could sense that she always looks good. She technically is a good player. 66 for one at the end of 67 for one at the end of over number 9. Taylor is off the mark with 2, and DeAndre Dottin, who's still there and will face the next over. She's 31 from 25 deliveries.
Well, technically, I mean, the captain Stephanie Taylor, she's the best player that we have in terms of batting.
108 T20 international Sylvester, 3,062 runs. She's not scored 100 at that level yet. High score is 90, average of 36.02 with some 94 wickets to go with that. So she'll be looking to get 100 wickets during this series. But 108 international T20s is a lot of games, Sylvester.
Yeah, well, she's a class act. She's a star, an icon really to the younger cricketers, and even some of us, that watch cricket and cricket lovers in the Caribbean. She has done us really, we are proud of her and the way that she handles herself through the years, captain and, in difficult times as well. But, she continued to produce some good scores and so on, and hopefully that this series that she can, get some runs on her belt, because I think she's a very, very good player.
Da will start and comes in now to bowl to Dottin. Dottin has to bat the entire 20 overs in time. She gives her hand away. Just as I was talking about it, Sylvester, pulling away, not tight enough. And West Indies lost 2 wickets that they needlessly not needed to lose, Sylvester. There goes Dottin on her way back to the pavilion. Perfectly set up. Good change of pace, just as what Sylvester was talking about. Got to be a little bit more circumspect. And Dottin pulling away there, hitting the ball in the air. And finally going back into the pavilion. The West Indies losing 2 wickets, Sylvester, inside 3 deliveries.
Yeah, and it's the 2 set batters. I mean, you have to consolidate, especially when you just lost the wicket. And I mean, 2 balls in between or 3 balls in between. And that one, I think the ball was very short, and she has enough time. And it's just the execution and not finding the gap, hitting the ball. If you're hitting the ball in the air, you gotta find the gap, go over the top, But those are the areas that you can see that the Pakistani bowlers, that's their plan to bowl to Dottin, especially just back of the length outside the off stump. Because you see they have a wing of fielders on the off there. You have extra cover, point, and then you have a man behind of point, a lady behind of point. So that is exactly the area that they plan and bowling her. You can see that from the onset.
Excellent catch there by Diana Baig, sending back DeAndre Dottin. So the West Indies will have to consolidate. 67 for 2, and really no real need for them to be able to be trying to give their hands away. We wait for a while as Dar comes in now to bowl to Knight. Knight comes quietly forward. Kanisa Knight has just come in. Kashona Knight, wearing the number 47. She's a little busy player to Sylvester, and she can hit the ball away. We'll need a little consolidation here, and she goes across the line of the delivery, Sylvester, rather than thinking about hitting the ball through cover. Earlier clock she was looking to sweep again. She's just come in. You've got to look to hit the ball up in front of you, in front of the V. It's going to be very, very important.
Yeah, especially the first couple of deliveries. You just came in and want to pick up the pace, get yourself in. Dar
is in now to bowl to Knight. Knight is back and looking to punch that, and that's big effort there by Dar, but she can't stop the single. She's upset with herself because she felt that she should have done a lot better with that. If you're in the Caribbean, you could follow this game via Flow Sports and also the app. So this is going to be important. The TV broadcast in India, it's on Fan Code. All other territories, it's the West Indies YouTube channel, and the radio broadcast, you can follow it to the West Indies YouTube channel. So quite some coverage taking place by the West Indies. So this international T20 Women's Series, so you can follow the whole stuff. Here is Taylor back and looking to punch that past the backward point fielder. Can't score. The score is on 68 for 2. So these two will have to consolidate for a couple of deliveries. They're quite capable. Taylor will have to bat the remaining 10 overs, Sylvester.
Yeah, importantly that they have a good partnership here. unfortunately for them, that both batters that were set, Haley Matthews and DeAndre Dutton, that in the matter of 2-3 deliveries, both of them are back in the pavilion. So it's a rebuilding stage at the moment now, and the captain and Knight, they are really capable of and experienced in doing that for West Indies team.
69 for 2 at the end of over number 10. Sylvester will take a little ginger beer break.
Oh, I'm actually looking forward to my Vitamalt break.
I'm going to win back that Vitamalt before the day is finished, so don't worry. So we'll be even Stevens.
Yeah, man.
69 for 2. I'm joined by Mali Richards. It's the CG Insurance International T20 series between Pakistan and the West Indies. Bowling change here at the top of the Sir Curtly Ambrose end. Sana will start for Tima Sana, and she's just trying out her run here. Mali, West Indies losing the two important players in Dutton and Matthews, and at least I'm sure Courtney Walsh would have wanted at least one of them to bat the entire 20 overs.
Yeah, for sure. They were going along really well, setting that foundation for a launch later on, but unfortunately to go bang bang and lose those wickets in quick succession, it's really set back the West Indies here.
Here comes Sana. She'll be looking to move away and glide away. We're in the number 14. 69 for 2. Taylor's in strike, and Kashona Knight on the non-striker's end. Here is Taylor driving beautifully, but can't beat the cover feeler. Now, Mali, I don't know how you think, but I would have been able to just more or less, because Taylor's just come in, maybe just put that in front of me and maybe just get a single, rather than looking to go for the expansive cover drive. Just drop it in front of me and get a single, make the Pakistan feelers work, especially inside the 25-yard circle.
That's what happens when you have two new batters at the crease, though. You try to not have two new batters. You want to have a set batter at the crease at all times.
Pitched up again, and Taylor is just more or less scooping this down to the short third man era, getting a single.
And I say that because it takes a batter a little while to get accustomed to the conditions, to get in and actually get on with the job. Well, it takes a bit of time.
If you're not a Josh Butler, Mali, then you gotta take some time.
Yeah, everyone isn't a Josh Butler or even a Chris Gale in his day when he was in his pomp.
A.B. de Villiers.
A.B. de Villiers.
They could change the whole landscape of the game.
A Virat, a Rohit Sharma.
Well, even the way how Alison Healy is batting these days, I sometimes question, trust me.
She's a top player.
Yeah, oh gosh, she's got some power. Here comes Sana in out the boot. Beautifully down the ground for 4.
That shot of the day thus far, I think.
That's a lovely shot there by Kashana Knight. And trust me, she's got some power quite easily, and that was a balanced straight drive. So we don't have the luxury of the replay. We'll sort of work that out for you in the next time.
Yeah, it's as good as anything we've seen today for a classical straight drive past the bowler inside mid-off. No chance. Gave mid-off no chance of getting there, and it's 4 beautiful runs.
Kashana Knight wearing the number 47 and Taylor the number 7. So let's see if the 7s can be able to bat the entire 20 overs. It's going to be a very important period of play. 74 for 2. Knight is 5. Taylor is 4. Current run rate still high, 7.05. Here is Kashana Knight back and pulling this one. I don't think he will have the legs to go into the boundary for 4. A little heavy outfield here. And indeed, they'll come back for 3 runs. So the action picking up very quickly. Sana just pulling her length back, but short.
Yep.
And gave Kashana Knight enough room to be able to just lean into that and play a proper cricket shot into the mid-wicket area.
She was responding to that straight drive. She realized that, hey, you can't really pitch up the ball tonight. And she tried to change her length and just pulled it down a bit too short. But Knight didn't necessarily time it as well as she would have liked, but still managed to get 3 runs.
And the power of it came off of the bat sounded very, very, very sweet when it came off. And she'll be buzzing with some confidence. Sana, starting from the Sir Curtly Ambrose end, she started, stop, and then she's breaks into a rhythm. Comes up now, in out the bowl to Taylor. Taylor comes quietly forward. She would have heard us, Mali, and she got an easy single, and in fact was just about to think about a second one, but backed up a little bit. Had to put the brakes on. Didn't bother with that one at all very quickly.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is Knight putting pressure back on these bowlers, not allowing them to just bowl to her, but if they bowl in her area, she's going to look to make them pay. And we've seen the Pakistan bowlers slightly become inconsistent with their line and lengths because of the intent being shown.
78 for 2 into over number 11. Sana moves away to bowl to Kashana Knight. Now to bowl to Knight. Knight is back and turning that beautifully. That came off the bat sweet. Isn't that a lovely sounding spot on your bat that you tend to look for? And she was able to sneak a single very easily. So Knight is gone past the skipper very quickly. End of over number 11. Knight is 9, Taylor is 5. West Indies at the end of over number 11. They're 79 for 2. Count run rate is 7.18, Mali.
Yeah, 7.18, and they'll be looking to build it as this innings goes forward. I think Knight has had a great start here. A very good start thus far. She's come in and looked very positive. She's put away the one bad ball that she's gotten, and she's looking to score. Even if she gets a good ball, she's still looking to score off it, but not take unnecessary risks. So she's gotten off to a good start. But we have seen this before. I think if for real progress to be made by these West Indian batters, you've got to see them really go on and make big scores, or as big a score as they possibly can.
So we wait for a while. 79 for 2, 79 for 2. In terms of what is going to be happening, 79 for 2. Knight is 9, and we'll wait for Da. Da comes in now and just about to deliver, and she pulled herself away and decided that she wasn't going to go through with that one. 79 for 2, we wait. Da in now to bowl to Knight. Knight is back, cramped her for room, so she really didn't get to extend her hands.
Da reminds me a lot of Saeed Ajmal. You remember Ajmal when
Yes.
Pakistan off spinner?
It's
You
sort
know?
of
Yeah, her run up and
start,
everything.
stop.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Here is Knight on driving down the ground. To long off. Long on.
She's also got
Single.
great control, Da, it looks like.
Yes. And she's been one who's been around for a little while.
For a little while, yeah.
She goes to 10 quietly. We break for a little while. Taylor just counting the feelers. And Pakistan have played a kind of masterful sort of chess game here with the West Indies. On the offside, they don't have any sweeper at all for Da to Taylor. Taylor comes quietly forward. And she's contented. She's just remarking her guard just to give herself some confidence. 80 for 2 into over number 12. She'd be looking to try and see if she could be able to execute and go to the next level here. Back and looking to punch it. Kim can't score.
She's had a few of those. She's had a few of those short balls where she just hasn't found the gaps just yet, Vernon. And really, the West Indies should be looking from this stage to get up to at least 150.
Here is Taylor playing around this one, Mali. When she got there, she was a little hesitant there and wasn't positive about it there. And maybe playing a little mindset. She's maybe not in the right mindset. She would have lost Dottin at the time when she's coming in there. Now she knows that the responsibility is now on her shoulders. She's back and looking to punch that. And a little hesitation, but in the end they got the single. So we'll see in terms of what's happening. So she quietly gets a single. Over number 12 has been bowled. Taylor goes to 6. 81 for 2. 12 overs been bowled, Mali.
Yeah, what we see Da doing there is just being really crafty, varying her lines, varying her pace, and also the areas on the crease that she's bowling from. You know, she stop. She doesn't really give you an opportunity to get into rhythm. And we're seeing at this point in time Stefanie Taylor just struggle a little bit with Da.
So we'll give you an idea in terms of what's going to be happening. Da, from her 3 overs, Mali, she's been able to pick up 1 for 13.
Only going at 4 runs per over is brilliant in this format of the game.
Not bad at all. Sandhu, she's bowled beautiful, Mali. Good control.
Yeah, it's been good from all the spinners on show so far today, Vern.
Here is Taylor just nudging a single onto the leg side. So that would ease some pressure. She goes to 7. And Shauna Knight, who's on 10, she's now taking her guard again quietly, just to make sure. What she wants, midland leg?
Yep, looks that way.
Yeah, so let's see what her approach would be. I think it's important for the West Indies to be able to make sure that these two back right down to the end. They can't lose wickets to the middle overs. It's going to be very, very important. And back and just hoisting this one over cover. Won't have the legs to go all the way for 4, but they'll get a couple of runs. Kashana Knight, very busy player. She goes up to 12. There's a different sound of on her bat when she strikes the ball that I love about her.
It's important she keeps this rate up, though. She's going at 133 at this point in time. It's a good strike rate to be going at, and she hasn't really taken any risks. She's just taken what the bowlers have given to her. So, like I said before, she's going about building this part of her innings really well. It's what's going to happen later on down in the so-called power hitting areas where we'll see whether development's really been made.
Kashana Knight gets a short delivery and just punches it onto the offside. A little suicide there. Just for a moment, Taylor looked like she was going to hesitate, but in the end, got in quite easily. Knight just touched the ball into the offside and said, "Hey, let's go, Skip. Let's get a single. They're pretty deep. Let's make this happen." So we wait for a little while. Let's see what's going to be happening here. Sandoy now to bowl to Taylor. Taylor is again driving. See that she's low on confidence. Mali.
The footwork doesn't look positive, does it? It's she almost looks like she's just searching a little bit at this point in time, but she's still in.
And just being able to pick up a couple of runs here. I don't know if she's injured, Mali. I don't. You see, when she went back there just a while ago, there seems not to be this big sprint going back there. But maybe she's just being casual.
At this point in time, you don't really get the positive intent from her body language, but that can change.
Certainly can. Back and punching onto the offside.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. She's running a bit gingerly.
Yeah, yes, and something just not right there. I don't know if it's her left hamstring or calf or something, but she got 2 runs in the end there. So Taylor quietly goes up to 11, Knight up to 13, and the score at the end of over number 13, they are 89 for 2 the West Indies. Mali feels that the West Indies stand a good chance in trying to get anywhere over 150.
They should be looking to get to 150. Being 89 for 2, they would have wanted to possibly still have a Matthews or a Dottin still in, knowing that they're also power hitters. But not having them there at the crease with Taylor and Knight, who started really well. With 7 overs remaining, 42 balls, I think the West Indies should be looking for at least another 60 or 70 runs, which would take them pretty close to 150 or above it.
Good positive shot from Shauna Knight. Dar comes in again now to bowl to Knight. Knight is bringing this one down into the area. And just to let you know, Mali, Dar has picked up 100 in this game.
100 T20 wicket.
Yes.
Congratulations to her. You can see why.
And she's joined the group in Anisa Mohammed 120, Elisa Perry 115.
How many games has she played?
I'll get back to that in a little while for you, Mali. Dar has been really one of Pakistan's outstanding cricketers for some time now. Comes in now to bowl to Taylor, and Taylor is looking to play a little bit inside out right there. They're going to come back for 2 runs quite easily. Could have got 3, but Taylor gingerly just moving around at it in terms of what's happening.
That was a good illustration of just what Dar does so well. Taylor coming down, the ball not being there, varied her pace really nicely. That one she flighted, and it did her in the flight, and just managed to get an inside edge on it though.
This is Dar 106 game for Pakistan.
Okay.
So you'd understand in terms of what's happening. In fact, she becomes a fifth bowler now, as I was talking to you about, who joined the 100 wing. Wide delivery by Dar, just trying to bowl Taylor around her legs, the West Indies captain. Taylor's 11, 92 for 2. Dar is into the 14th over. Quick flighted delivery. Oh, that was flatter faster. She had to pull that one out.
And a slight bit of turn there.
Yeah. Lisa Perry with 115 wickets. Shabnan Ismail with 110. And Anya Shazbol with 102 wickets. Of course, the 100 mark at this level. So we say congratulations to Dar. He's back and trying to get a little fancy. A little cautious, gotta be careful.
I think she's got to up her energy here, Vern.
93 for 2. And she plays around the line of delivery there. Taylor, people like before, she's out like before. There's no review system here. And Taylor got frustrated. Mally Richards came down the wicket, played right around it, a straight delivery. And up went the appeal. And Vernon Smith raised his finger. Dar picks up another wicket. She goes to 101 wickets now in T20 International for Pakistan. We say congratulations to the young lady. So far, 2 for 15 from her 4 overs. What a spell by Dar.
Big wicket for Pakistan there. So now we've got the 3 most experienced, or if you want to say the 3 best West Indian batters back in the hutch. These are the stages that the West Indies now need to prove that there's some progress going on in this setup, whereas someone else now has to come to the fore. We've seen Knight. She looks like she's able, not only able, but more than capable of getting a big score, a good score here today. So it's imperative on the other batters as well.
And like I said, from our observation here, Mali, in the commentary booth, I'm wondering if Taylor is 100% fit. She certainly didn't look that way in her running.
No, it didn't look that way all around, just in her body language. It just didn't look like she was 100%. And it seemed to have an effect on how she went about her innings here today.
Shadi Nation, looks like the new player would be coming out. And number 46 in Amin comes back, from the circuit, Lee Ambrose N. Nation would have, been around from Jamaica. Some 32 matches, just 1.5 century to her credit, but it's Kashana Knight into strike. He's striking this ball beautifully out to the deep backward square leg fielder. And she's been able to come up with an easy single.
She has hit the ball quite cleanly from ball 1, hasn't she?
Yes, and you could hear it.
Makes a different sound off the bat. Yeah, for sure. She's got some power this night.
She is a power pack player, and she's pretty busy. So this is going to be impressive. Her sister, who is the wicketkeeper, Keisha Knight, maybe to come next, but they've decided to go for Nation right-hander. And could this be her day? She has maybe 6 overs to maybe make this happen. Shady Nation. And she's driving beautifully down the ground, picking up an easy single. And looking for 1. So Nation straight away is off the mark.
That one made a good sound as well off her bat.
It did.
Timed that one really nicely, showing good intent from ball 1 as well.
Knight is 15. Nation is 1. Not the nation of Antigua and Barbuda, but the nation of Jamaica. Shady Nation wearing the number 8. Here is Knight just back and just turning this onto the onside. She really looks relaxed at the crease. Knight looks an accomplished player. And she would also know that today would be her day. And she can't afford to get out now at this time. She's seen her partners in Matthews 32, Dottin 31, and the skipper 11, all back in the pavilion. She's got a good start and she knows she has to carry on.
And as the wickets fall around her, we see her strike rate just falling as well as she consolidates.
Here is Nation being hustled by a delivery there from Amin. This is Amin's 4th over, Mali. 3.4 overs so far, not for 19.
Doing a very good job here, Amin.
Stop. Comes in now to bowl to Nation. In now to bowl to Nation. Nation is hitting this down to long on, getting an easy single.
And Amin's got she's got a pretty low arm when she delivers the ball, so it's quite hard to get under it.
More round arm.
More round arm.
Yeah.
slingy sort of action here from Amin. Her trajectory is pretty low, so it's hard to get under the ball.
Knight is 16, Kashana Knight, and she's going across the line of the ball right there.
That was close.
And Knight has got to be very careful. No need for that. You've got the potential where you can hit the ball on the offside. Just stroke it there. 15 overs completed, and the West Indies just seeming to get themselves in a tackle here in the CG Insurance International Series. 97 for 3. Consolidation and communication needs to take place. The next 30 deliveries, as Mali said, they got to be able to figure out a way that they're going to get up to 130, 140 to make something happen here.
Yeah, and with the loss of Taylor and Dutton, I think they should be looking to revise that score I was talking about. Yes, you want to get to 150, but you don't want to try and go too hard and then in essence end up getting bowled out for 110, 120. So they've got to also be quite smart in the way they go about it here, the West Indies.
So 15 overs bowled. You have another 5 overs to go. Verdin Smith now making the change. He's now having a chat with the Pakistan bowler, who again I think is becoming between the umpire and the stump. Is this Sandhu?
Yes, it is.
Sandhu. Keeping so far in this game has been excellent. Sandhu in now to bowl to Nation. Nation looking to whip this, but can't beat the field at short mid-wicket. And the score remains a 97 for 3. Nation is 2. Knight 16 on the non-striker's end. Nation waits for Sandhu, and she's driving beautifully through past the short extra cover field. We'll get a couple of runs. In fact, it's gone for 4. It's a lovely shot by JD Nation.
Just lent on that one, didn't she?
Yes, easily. Good cricket shot. She's always had the potential. Just 100 up for the West Indies.
All her weight was going forward into the shot. That's why she managed to not only find the gap but beat that fielder down there at long off. Great shot.
100 up for the West Indies. So that's another milestone in 15.2 overs. Here is Nation looking to hoik that one out to the deep backward square leg fielder. She's looking for 2 runs, certainly not on. Lost her hat for a little while, had to go back and retrieve it. That's after the ball has been pronounced dead. 102 for 3, Nation 7, Knight is 16. I like the look of Knight.
Yeah, for sure.
Really like the look of Knight. She's been impressive so far.
Along with
she can be able to carry on.
Yeah, along with Williams as well that we saw earlier in the A-team game. You know, we're just seeing some real bright sparks of talent here in this West Indian women's setup.
Kashana Knight just back and just playing this to the left of the short third man and picking up an easy single. Was inside the 25-yard circle. Good control. Sandhu into a 4th over, 1 for 31. That's what has been happening here so far. Nation just looks like she's got a bigger bat, a long handle bat, long blade. And she's driving again, but she lost her shape there. She ended up in a standing up position rather than coming right over it.
The previous position she got into.
Yeah, getting a head pass over her left knee. So it was very important. Just forget about the power. Just look for the timing. And she's driving. Is she dropped? Maybe one bounce back. Looked as if it just bounced in front of her. Yeah, but again, she was looking for power rather than looking for the shape. Over number 16 completed, 103 for 3. And in the meantime, Mali, I still would feel that you want to still look to get singles. There are gaps in the field.
For sure.
That you could be able to get singles.
Big outfield.
Yes, it's very, very, very important.
And if you can hit these spaces, you can definitely get twos. Twos are always good. And also, if you push these fielders, you could possibly get a mistake and sneak an extra run as well. So it's important that you're hitting these gaps if you're not finding the boundaries.
Yeah, got to be able to take that pressure off of the amount of dot balls and that they'll be facing. Who's back here for us now? We got the
Sana
coming back. So Sana, she's bowled some 2 overs before, not for 21, and she's bowling to Kashona Knight, who looks in real good touch. Good afternoon, Adrian Donovan. Knight is driving from the ground for 4. Massive on drive. That was hit ferociously. And all the field could have done there was Muzraev was just...
She's played the 2 shots of the day for me thus far, Vernon.
I mean, the straight drive.
The straight drive, that was a shot of the day, hands down. But the way she just smacked this past mid-on with like disdain just shows the class that this woman actually possesses.
Her balance is important, Mali, at the crease. That's what you have to really look for.
She's looking really organized,
very organized. Good bat sweep, good bat speed. That beat of her pace there by Sana. Sana did put an extra bit of effort there into that one.
And there is such a thing as the commentator's curse, because she's been going on so well, and as soon as we really start talking her up, she plays an ill-advised shot, just a little poke outside the off stump, a bit of a nothing shot really.
But she will tell you, Mali, that she was looking to just
run it down
past the third man. Maybe she wasn't really in the right perfect position. The left foot did maybe come across, but that's all right. She's still there.
She's still there, man, fighting. She's still fighting
for 3. Full toss. That should be a no ball.
Close to a no-y.
It is. Signal by Vernon Smith above the waist, and Knight is short already. Nation almost
good running.
Good running there. So a no ball called here. Sana guilty there. So a little Cardinals in there, something that you don't want. You have a free hit.
She's feeling the pressure a little bit, Sana, with the way that Knight's actually looking to get after her. She just looked to bowl a Yorker, and it just seemed to slip out.
Knight from Barbados, Kashwana Knight, the twin sisters, the Knights we call them, the Knights of Barbados. Sana in down to bowl to Kashwana Knight, and she missed out on that. Anytime she just got bad onto that, she went for power rather than just touch it. There's a little uppercut, and that would have raced away.
It was there.
It was there.
But she's got to put that out of her mind now.
Certainly.
On to the next delivery. She's gone 23 of 20. Doing a very good job here for the West Indies women.
Really, Sana has been a little bit expensive. This is her third over not for 28.
Yeah.
Sana bounding away, but this is good. Good aggressive cricketing out the bowl tonight. And Knight
She's
is
clean.
bowled! Played right around the delivery, just as Mali was talking about. You just needed to be tighter there in terms of the gap there. Knight knows it. She pulled off her gloves, is aggravated with herself, and says, "Oh, Mali Richards was just saying to me, just be a little bit more tighter." After this, it would have been 3 overs to go. You needed Knight at the end there to pick up that. So she's, again, another West Indian batter got a good start. Knight gone for 23, and West Indies lose their 4th wicket.
Once again, another nice 20. You want to see these players. If what I've seen from Knight in the past, is getting up to 20 and 30 is no problem. It's actually going on and making like real impactful scores that really help to shape a game. And I think that's something that the management staff, coaching staff, and management staff will have to work on with these players. Just going on and getting that little bit extra. That's going to make the difference.
Well, Mali, we even if we're talking about even the senior team, we're seeing that. We're seeing our players outside of Evan Lois getting stats, but nobody's nailing it, like saying, listen, I'm not moving here until when the West Indies gets over the line.
And I wonder if that has a lot to do with fitness as well. He just asked the question,
Here is a good cricket shot here. Is this now Keisha Knight? This should be Knight.
42.
Yes, so Keisha Knight. So one Knight goes, another Knight comes in.
That pull shot looked identical, to be honest. They are identical twins.
They're twins?
Yeah.
So
that pull shot looked identical to her sisters.
Shady Nation came out without her helmet. For the spinners, she decided to use her cap, so she's called for her helmet. And she's decided that this is going to be a merry-go time. Now, these two can't get out Mali Richards, or should not get out. It's going to be important if the West Indies are going to get anywhere close. 111 for 4. Nelson, as we would say.
Nelson.
111 for 4. Sana comes in now to bowl to Nation. Short delivery. And Nation not looking at the delivery there at all.
I was there to be hit as well.
It was, but she took her eyes off of it really and was looking to the mid-wicket area rather than looking to spank the ball on this side of the outfield. Over number 17 completed. Nation 7, Knight is 1. And that's Keisha Knight. And 111 for 4. with some 3 overs to go, 18 deliveries to go.
And we were saying earlier, you've got to be looking to hit the ball into the areas where there are no fielders. She looked to take on a pull shot there while there's a boundary. There's someone on the boundary down at deep mid-wicket. When the easier shot or the shot to execute would have possibly been a square cut.
West Indies have lost Matthews for 32, Dottin for 31, Taylor for 11, Knight for 23. They've lost 4 wickets so far. And really, no need. Baig is back, Diana Baig. She's come back now from the Sir Andy Roberts end. And the captain Javier Khan has rotated her bowlers nicely here for Pakistan in the CG Insurance T20 International Series. This is excellent work here by 2 boards, Pakistan Cricket Board and Cricket West Indies. Knight is in strike. Driving beautifully down the ground. And the Knights look like they like to hit the ball straight, and they've been timing it beautifully, so no need to worry about anything.
It's important that she runs that first one hard though. Can't afford, you've just come in, it's only 3 overs remaining. You can't afford to be jogging any runs, because what if the fielder makes a little mistake? You got to be able to capitalize. So these are the little things that I know Cuddy Walsh and his staff are definitely taking notes of.
112 for 4. We're into over number 18. The current run rate has dropped now to 6.52.
It's below 7.
If the West Indies get up to maybe anywhere close to 120, 125, 132, is a game on here. Here's
That's
Nation smacking that one.
6.
Tennis shot style, splitting the long on and the long off, hitting the CG Insurance sign for 4. That's a lovely shot. And it's almost like a tennis smash. It's set up to be hit. You would have enjoyed that, Mali, that forearm.
That forearm smash straight past. Sort of a la Steve Smith. He has that shot in his arsenal as well. But one thing from Nation, that's for sure, she seems quite powerful, Vern. When it's hit, it stays hit.
Diana Baig into bowl to Nation. Nation is just whipping this beautifully. Good balance there. Stayed right over there. They're coming back for 2 runs quite easily, and they get it in the end.
Very good running.
So, major support here for the West Indies team coming from the balcony. There are 18 players in the VIP. They're shouting, and the players who are also playing, they're shouting. Pakistan fighting back here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in St. John's, Antigua and Barbuda at North Sound, the home of Sir Viv. 118 for 4. Nation is 13. And she's driving. That's a beautiful shot down the ground, picking up an easy single. That's a good cricket shot, Mali.
Yeah, Nation, but Knight, once again, she's got to be running that first one hard, looking to capitalize on any mistake if presented. Once again, just jogging up. But I think she'll get that. The management staff will have a word as they analyze these things in team meetings and stuff. So, but it's just something that she definitely should have already been aware of, actually, considering that she played so much international cricket before.
Keisha Knight was just stopped by umpire Verdin Smith. In fact, Diana Baig was coming in, and Keisha sort of pulled away. She wasn't really quite ready yet. Maybe she might have heard or seen a little fly. Got rid of that. She's just turning this into the outside. They're going to pick up a couple of runs right here. She turned out onto the leg side, and they quite comfortably come back for 2 runs. Good running. And she would have heard Mali Richards. There was a little bit more urgency in her running there. Keisha Knight, she goes up to 4.
And saying that Da reminds me of Ajmal. Just looking at Diana Baig running here reminds me a lot of Suranga Lakmal, who we had just seen a few months ago. Pretty similar approach and action.
And most of the women cricketers, they would always tend to model someone.
Yeah, and idolize.
They idolize. 121 for 4. Here, the ball to Knight with a little paddle sweep around the corner there. She's going to come back for a couple of runs. If she wants, she can get 3. I don't know if Nation is interested in it. No, she changes her mind, and they get 2 runs quite easily. Knight goes up to 6, and the score goes up to 123 for 4.
2 overs to go. Definitely still looking for 140, 150 here, Vern.
18 overs bowled. And it's game on here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. Some 12 deliveries to go. 123 for 4, the West Indies, after being inserted by the Pakistan team. Matthews 32, Dottin 31, Taylor 11, Knight 23, Nation not out 14, Knight not out 6 to come. Ali Mohammed, Connell, Henry, Selman. Don't think the West Indies will need them today.
Oof, let's see. You know, anything can happen in this game, eh?
You know, I don't want to get you another Vitamalt.
Yeah, it'll be a case by the end of this tour.
Not for 26 big or for 3 overs. In fact, I think I'm going to have to start walking. You know, because there are 2 venues.
Right,
I'm going to have to start walking the Vitamalt. So when I lose, I just pay one time.
Yep, right away. We don't have to wait. Eh?
We don't have to wait. Sana in now to bowl to Nation. Nation is scooping this one up into the air. Will this be taken? It is.
Very well caught.
Good catch. And the West Indies have lost another wicket. Dar taking an excellent catch there, running in from the deep backward square leg boundary. And that's a brilliant catch there by Dar. And then again, the West Indies losing a wicket that they really did not need to lose.
Nation, I mean, I can understand in this situation. She's looking to press on. She's been aggressive since ball 1, but execution just let her down on that occasion. Slightly shorter ball, went back to pull, seemed a bit early on it, and just top edged it. But good catch running in from deep mid wicket by Dar.
West Indies getting themselves organized. I did say that I don't think that the folks will be needed here. Who's coming out here now?
Looks like Henry.
And she's a
Chanel
Henry. She's a big one. She can hit the ball also. So it'll be pretty interesting to see what happens.
Quite a few power, you know, and we see Knight hit the ball quite hard. We know what Dottin and Matthews can do. We're seeing an increase in the power players in this women's setup.
Knight missing a pitched up delivery there. I know. Maybe be advised to get a little closer to it and just get back onto it right now. Sana working up some pace here. This is a 4th over, 2 for 29. You always want to look into the wicket column when you see that. 123 for 5, the West Indies. And you on the non-striker's end, she's not faced the delivery yet, and Knight is on 6. The current run rate is 6.71. If the West Indies can maintain that, we are game on here. Sana in now to bowl to Knight. Knight is tugging this one onto the leg side area. Life coming off of the boundary there. And one bounce into Sana.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, Vern, this stage of any team's batting innings, at this stage of the game, they'd be looking to build that strike rate. You don't want the strike rate coming down in the 18th, 19th over. So it's still imperative upon these batsmen to make sure they score and actually find the boundaries if they're gonna make a pretty competitive score for the Pakistanis to chase.
Here goes Sana. He's into a 4th over. And Henry didn't look at that one there. Just feel that the West Indian batsmen they're looking for the massive pull shot. But better to play a conventional way where if the ball is pitched outside the line of the off stump, you look to score on the onside. Henry was looking to hit that somewhere over by the ambulance on the mid-wicket area. And Henry has been someone who has been, like you too, Mali, she's been around for a little while. Still a young player, made her debut in 2014.
Okay.
25 years of age, so she's been around for a while. Let's see what she does with this one, and how that missed the off stump, I don't know. Henry just needs to look at the ball. You can't be swinging. Get a single. That's what you need to do. It's very, very, very important. Henry Notch has faced 2 deliveries so far.
What we've seen from the Pakistani fast bowlers as well, even in the A-team game, is that they're not afraid to whack that ball into the wicket and bowl bouncers.
Well, I think they're
quite aggressive.
They've been watching the men's game.
Taking a page out of the South African pace attacks book.
Not a short delivery. This time she gets back onto it. And they're looking for 2 runs. Henry hesitated for a while, but in the end, because the boundary is so big here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, she got home quite easily. So Henry's off the mark with 2. And the West Indies at the end of over number 19, they're 126 for 5. Their run rate has dropped dramatically, as Mali said. And let's see what sort of score they will end up with.
You know, at one point going at around 7.5, near 8, and as they've lost wickets at crucial times. This run rate has, come down now to 6.5, and now hopefully with a good over they'll be hoping to get 40, or so runs in this over to at least get up to 140.
Sana's fell, 4 overs, no maidens, 2 for 32. That's a positive big shot, hit in the air, straight down the ground, but won't have the legs to get anywhere across the boundary. Stops in the midfield area because we had some early showers. So Knight getting 2 runs quite easily there. The score goes up to 128 for 5, the start of over number 20.
It's quite tricky to work out what exactly is a competitive score on this wicket, though.
110.
You think 110? Okay. That's interesting.
I think the West Indies have got more than what they're bargaining for. Let's hope that they can defend that. You got Anisa Mohammed and company to come out, so that'll be pretty interesting. Big in out the ball to Knight, who just clips this one away beautifully down to the boundary for 4. Boundary that the West Indies certainly needed. That's a lovely cricket shot by Knight between middle and leg, and she just helped it. Sort of Clayton Lambert style. And she just eased that one away. She doesn't have the stature like Clayton Lambert, but how he would have finished that one.
Yep.
That would have been pretty good. 132 for 5. Still some 4 deliveries to go. And if Diana Baig doesn't get her line right here tonight, she maybe could go for plenty.
It's already gone for 32.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. So let's wait and see. Diana Baig, pretty expensive. Not for 32. And again, Verdine Smith had to intervene, signaling dead ball. Chanel Henry and the non-strikers in is on 2. Knight is on 13. So the Knights have been pretty busy today. The Knights from Barbados.
Yeah, that's far. Good return to international cricket.
Here comes Diana Baig. Is in now to bowl tonight. Knight is driving, smashing that down the ground, but she won't get, in fact, a misfield, and she gets 2 runs quite easily. And Diana Baig is almost saying, come on, we can't afford any misfields at this time. In the meantime, the score goes up to 134 for 5. Knight goes to 15.
Well, in the recent past, this has been Pakistan's strong suit, bowling and fielding. They tend to struggle a little bit in terms of scoring runs, especially when chasing as well. So, like you said, maybe this is already a competitive score.
Certainly. And again, just a while ago, Keisha Knight taking her eyes off of the ball, looking for maximum, looking for power. Just need to get your bat onto the ball. Once you get your bat onto the ball, anything is possible. The current run rate is 6.81, and I think the West Indies will end up with 138. Knight will get a boundary off this final delivery. Not this final, no, we still got 2 deliveries to go.
They could still get 140.
She still needs to be able to find a boundary. I'm backing her to get a boundary. Let's see what happens. But I'm also backing Pakistan to pick up a wicket too. So let's see what happens. In now to bowl tonight. Knight is driving straight down the ground and he's out caught.
Wow.
That's a good catch.
That was traveling.
It was, but didn't have the elevation.
How impressive have the Pakistanis been in the field, though?
They certainly have been.
Both their A team and now their senior team.
And they've worked in the preparation that I've seen them so far. They spent a lot of time, Mali, we're doing a lot of fielding drills. It's just so interesting, Mali, when the international teams come to the Caribbean to see the different perspectives of the coaches in terms of some of the work.
And you also notice the enthusiasm that the players themselves have for these drills. It's a fun time for them, and they really look forward to it, and they execute it with relish.
So Knight for a busy 15. Caught Sana. Excellent catch there by Sana. So we only have maybe 1 delivery to go. Who's facing it? It's the big young lady like Chanel Henry. Let's see if she can be able to get bat onto ball. If she gets bat onto ball and get a boundary, then that'll be pretty interesting. 134 for 6. 1 delivery to go. 1 expected legal delivery. It's big in out the ball to Henry. Henry smashes that down to long on. They're looking for 2 and they're coming back for 2 quite easily. And they get it in the end. So in the end, the West Indies would end on 136 for 6. 136 for 6. And I said to Mali, 110 on this track. Baig finishes with 1 for 36 from her 4 overs. And this is going to be an interesting game. I thought that 110 would have been enough.
This team, this West Indian women's team, has the ability to score 160, 170, even 180.
I certainly support you, Mali.
Especially with what we've seen with the three top stalwarts at the top.
Let's give you an idea very quickly, Mali, for the scoreboard so far. Haley Matthews caught Javid bowled Sandhu for 32. She faced some 28 deliveries. Deandra Dottin caught Diana Baig bowled Dar for 31. Dar picking up her 100 wicket in T20 international cricket. Stephanie Taylor LBW to Dar for 11. She faced some 18 deliveries. Kashana Knight bowled Sana for 23, 21 deliveries faced. Shadeen Nation caught Dar bowled Sana for 14. Keisha Knight caught Sana bowled Baig for 15. Chanel Henry not out 4. And Alia Aline, she really didn't trouble the scores because she didn't face a delivery. In the end, extra 6 Mali, 20 overs bowled, 136 for 6. We await now the bowling figures as the groundsmen sort of get the track in order. The bowling figures for Pakistan. Amin, 4 overs, 20 runs, no wicket. Diana Baig, 4 overs, 36 runs, 1 wicket. Sana, 4 overs, 32 runs, 2 wickets. Sandhu, 4 overs, 31 runs, 1 wicket. And Dar, she bowled 4 overs, 15 runs, 2 wickets.
With 15 dots as
15 dots. The West Indies, they lost crucial wickets. Their opening partnership was 65. That was when they lost Haley Matthews. Then Dottin followed quickly after 67 for 2. And then the skipper, Taylor, 93 for 3. And then 110 for 4. Somebody seemed not to be able to come up with the others for the meantime on our scorecard, but at least we're all right. Mali was talking about the dot balls, 35, 41, 53 dot balls, Mali, within the West Indies innings.
Just looking at Dar there, bowling her 4 overs with 15 dots. That means they only scored off 9 deliveries in her spell. Really, really top stuff from Dar, leading from the front.
So, Mali Richards and myself will take a break here in this important series, CG Insurance T20 International Series. It's the first one right here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. West Indies batting first, 136 for 6. And when we come back, we'll be bringing it the Pakistan innings to you live and in living color.
So they Connell and they,
Connell here, Shamila Connell.
So
So I
they
think
know,
it's
yeah,
going to be pretty interesting to see how they start and what is going to be their approach here. We know for sure, Sylvester, that Matthews will have to bowl today, Mohammed, and if the skipper is fit, I don't know what sort of condition, what bowling condition DeAndre Dottin is, but the atmosphere looks perfect for DeAndre Dottin's bowling today. Her best bowling figures have been 5 for 5.
Yeah, she's a kind of
She could get the ball to that. She could get the ball to that around here.
Yeah, she's kind of skiddy as well. You know, bowl at so stiff delivery we call it. You know, so yeah, she has they have a good combination. She understands each and every the captain understands each and every assets in a bowling. You know, so which one she can pull on at the different times, because basically all of them are pretty good bowlers, but I don't think she's going to use all of them today.
We'll wait and see what happens. They got some options. Here comes Connell, is bounding away. She starts with a top delivery first up. And we'll wait and see in terms of what's going to be happening here. So let's look and see the West Indies and Pakistan lineup. Who we've got here? Rife? Yes, I think we got Javier Rife. I think I might have that right there. Javier Khan. The captain is the captain opening. We will get that one for you. Yeah, it looks like Rife and Khan. Driving almost aerially there. Sort of went for it. It just dropped. Just one bounce in front of Knight there at short extra cover. A little aerially.
That's Haley.
Is making a change. So the West Indies started with mid on, mid off. A slip for sure. Sylvester has been calling for a slip all the time. Third man, fine leg, short mid wicket. Captain just organizing a field, backward point. More or less cover, extra cover. Looking to put some pressure on. And Shamila Connell has started well. West Indies they'll get their first wicket. Let's wait and see in terms of what. Oh, she dropped it. You cannot believe that. Did Haley Matthews really drop that, Sylvester? No, I personally didn't believe that one. That was too easy, Sylvester.
Well, they have a similar start to in the first over when Pakistan were bowling. The bowling card, it was unbelievable that she dropped when
yes,
that's
yes,
it. First delivery.
And so Rife Khan is off the mark, and quickly Rife is also off the mark. So the West Indies had a perfect opportunity of picking up their first wicket there, and that's something that plays with your mind, Sylvester. Shamila Connell, she'll be working so hard on her fitness, on her game, and to see a dolly like that go down, you'll be feeling down, but she's got to put that behind her. Rife waits now for Connell deliveries, back and staring this, looking to run there. Who's coming around there? Is it Dutton? Overthrows, and the ball is gone past the wicketkeeper and down past Taylor for 4. Is that Dutton?
Yeah, that
yes,
was
they were Dutton, and she had a shy at the stumps, and for some reason the West Indies seem to have gone to sleep there. No, a lot of people were backing up. Thank you very much, my buddy. And that wasn't good at all, Sylvester. We got just in case we might need the Duckworth Lewis. You would tend to know a little bit about that, Sylvester. 6 without loss. Connell is still into her first over. All happening, all the nerves, everybody frightened, everybody a little nervous. The West Indies will have to settle down nicely. Shamila Connell comes in nicely, the ball to Rife, wide delivery, and the umpire gets his hand out. And she loses her radar for a little while right here. You know, it's amazing, Sylvester. You want to get your confidence going, and when you get a chance to get a wicket, you want to just make sure that, you know, you can be able to put that behind you. I think this is going to be playing mind games also with Haley Matthews, because she would know how hard Connell would have been maybe working in the nets. And the West Indies would have wanted to be able to get off to a good start, but that's behind her right now. Connell, bang on target. Oh, she's bowled! Inside edge, onto the stump. It was almost like a double-decker bus. She was going for an expansive drive, Sylvester. Feet nowhere close to the line of the ball. Got an inside edge, and the bail quietly dropped off.
Yeah, indeed. And I think it's good reward for Chanel Connell. She has, I mean, five ones or 6 ones came off a bowling, and she hasn't really bowled badly. I mean, an over 2-1, just a few wides, but and then a jab catch. You know, so she her figures, and it's all happening as I said in this over. You know, and she hasn't really bowled any loose deliveries. She bowling pretty well, and unfortunately a catch, you know, then an over 2, and then she continued with her line. I mean, and she got the wicket, the reward for her good start.
So the West Indies picked up their first wicket, and if I look and I see what's happening, Sylvester, they're starting with Haley Matthews, the off spinner from the Sir Andy Roberts end, and Javier Khan will be facing up to her, so that's going to be a pretty interesting situation. So the West Indies started with spin, and they've gone for an off spinner in Matthews.
Yeah. I hope she gets back her confidence after that mishap in the field in terms of that catch.
It was too easy, Sylvester.
I think at this level, I mean, you drop catches, but Springs, man, at this level, you can't drop those catches there, man. Come on.
Got to take those. Got to take those. Got to be able to. One of the things that we got to lift. Got to go back to the days when we were brilliant, Sylvester.
Yeah.
She's around the wicket. She's starting around the wicket. Yeah, Sylvester, you know we don't have the time today, right? But I need to discuss this notion of spinners coming around the wicket, especially so early to the right-hander.
Springs, we're living in a different era, man. These things, what I am seeing, a lot of things that we are seeing now, man, we don't even think about those things back then. So those were the afterthought. If over the wicket is not working, then you try something, but it seems like it's the other way around in this generation.
Oh my gosh. Here is the Pakistan captain looking to sweep, and she went pretty hard at that. Shakira Selman, Shamila Connell, short fine leg, she was able to cut that one off.
You know, back then when bowlers, spin bowlers go around the wicket, it's when they think they don't have a chance of getting you out, so they're trying to save runs.
Here is an offline delivery here by Haley Matthews, being swept away for 4. Badly line delivery, and that's what I was talking about, Sylvester. I can't see the first time you come up to bowl and you're going to be bowling around the wicket, because it means that you're bowling negative to me. And if you can be bowling negative, then Knight needs to be a lot more finer, so that if the ball beats Connell, just what had happened, she'd have been only able to get 1 run.
Yeah.
And that's just my thought process. I don't know if I know it, but I think I know a little thing or two, Sylvester. And I think that Knight, certainly where she had to run from there, was always going to be a challenge. Matthews comes in now to bowl to the Pakistan captain. She's back and just turning this into the leg side area. Shamila Connell at the short fine leg area had some work to do. She had to go onto the right side of Ramdani, the umpire, and get a single. So this is going to be an interesting period. Javera Khan, the captain for Pakistan, she's 6. And Siddiqui Q comes into strike. She's a left-hander. So there's been lots of movement all over, Sylvester. You explain the movement for me. I think Connell has got to do a lot of work here now, because Connell is now going all the way. I think we could have maybe sorted that out a little better.
Deep backward square.
Yeah. From inside the 30-yard circle now to deep backward square. 12 for 1. Matthews comes in now to bowl to in, gets a single. Somebody could be in trouble. Oh, the return was not good enough there at all. She should have been maybe aiming for the stump. Dottin. And I think maybe her shoulder. I don't think she's fully recovered, even though, yes, there's been rehab and getting herself sorted out there. She just missed that for a little while. Yeah, just needed to stay a little low there on that. 13 for 1.
It's all about the confidence, trusting your shoulder, because it's in that situation she needed a dive-in throw, a pick up and dive.
Yeah, on her arm, very quickly.
Yeah.
Here is again Javier Khan sweeping again. This time she'll only get 1 run. So this is what we were talking about, Sylvester, being able to cut that out.
She has to come. She has. If she's bowling around the wicket, she has to come. The deep backward square got to come final. You know, that's the mandatory thing for you to do.
Munibi Ali, the number 3 for Pakistan. She comes into strike, waits now for Haley Matthews around the wicket now to bowl towards. She comes quietly forward, looking for a single, certainly not on. And so the end of over number 2 in Pakistan, they're 14 for 1, 14 for 1, and Khan is 7. And we have Munibi Ali, she's on 1 so far.
Yeah, the Pakistani team need a good partnership at the moment. In terms of scoring, they're not scoring too badly. 7 runs per over. They're rotating the strike. These two, I think they have to get their bearings right. You had a bit of mix-up in the single. I thought that maybe that if she was studying, maybe she should go to the non-strikers then, because the non-striker, hesitated. Yeah, so. But differently from that, I mean, the captain, she looks in good nick. She rotating and, putting away the bad balls and playing with a bit of confidence as well.
Connell with her second over. Bungs away now into bowl to the Pakistan captain. She gets a short delivery. She's bowler. And that sort of hustled her a little bit again. And she played inside, again on the edge, onto the stump. And Connell picked up her second wicket here. Sylvester, you just need that luck running with you all the time.
I mean, after the first over, she had a bit of bad luck, and the other 2 deliveries, she got the inside edge now, and then she got the one that it seems like he struck on the finger of the captain, Khan.
Hit her, yeah.
And
then it rolled onto the
stumps.
Yeah. Good thing about it, the 2 bails came off, so Connell is smiling. In fact, Connell is on a hat trick, Sylvester.
Yeah.
She got the wicket in the first over, and then she's now started now. So we see that Dar is coming out. So this is going to be, Dar look like she forgot something. Things were happening so fast. Don't know if she took up the left-handed gloves to right-handed gloves.
Yeah, probably. Or maybe she took up two left-handed.
You just never know. Something would have happened.
I mean, nowadays these players, they have so much equipment.
Looking back at the replay version there, so we say thanks to the guys who have been able to flash that one up for us and get it organized. Thank you very much. This is the important game here for the West Indies. The West Indies would want to get onto the scorecard by getting the points, getting a victory. The A team would have lost their first game to Pakistan, and so they maybe want to even the Stevens so that they can go home feeling comfortable. Pakistan, in the meantime, they would have other ideas. Dar, it's been around for some time.
I think the senior team want to get revenge for their younger sister who got beaten this morning.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I mean, it would be saddened for West Indies and the West Indies fan to go 2 down today.
In fact, 3 down. The men's team plus the women's team, no, it can't be possible. The women's team have to step up. So here is Dar back and cracking that beautifully down to the boundary for 4. That's a lovely cricket shot. And you talk about the balance, Sylvester. You got on top of it. The right foot there got in line. It was wide. And, with a class player like Dar, she's going to put that one away. And she did that easily. 18 for 2. And Dar is off the mark with a boundary. And Connell knows that was a poor delivery bowled by her.
Yeah, that was short and wide. And Dar, I mean, her first delivery like she was batting since last night.
Oh, my gosh. She got on top of that. That's the elegance of what you want to see. But Dar has been really the mainstay for Pakistan. So this is going to be an important wicket for the West Indies to pick up. Short delivery. She pulled that one. Oh! Just going past Mohammed. That square leg there. She was diving away, Sylvester, and just couldn't block it out. Had it maybe been a dot in or Haley Matthews, you might have been able to pull that one off.
Yeah, I think so. Mohammed, no disrespect to her, but she's not one of the most agile of fielders. But it was a difficult chance, and you see that just her demeanor. I mean, you can look at some players, and you can see how they walk and they move with such confidence, and that looks like one of these cricketers that, full of confidence. She trusts her ability, and she's an experienced player as well.
She is. This is a 106 T20 game. Waits for Connell into bowl to her. She's back and cracking that for 4. That's a lovely shot. And Connell can't bowl short to that. I know she wants to bowl with some pace, but if you're going to bowl with pace, then you got to bowl between wicket and wicket. You can't bowl that line. And Taylor coming up and saying, come on, why are you bowling? First you were down the onside, now you're outside the off stump. Come on, you got to be back on track. Taylor really giving it to her here. Taylor is very, 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 just had to let her know, come on, we had to work so hard to get boundaries. Come on, Shamila. Takes a deep breath and begins to move away nicely. She's bowling to Da, who is 9. In now to bowl to her. That's a much better delivery. I know she wants to work some pace up, but you got to understand also the class of Da. And if you're going to run in to bowl a short ball, you got to really run in and bowl a proper short ball. 23 for 2. Into over number 3.
That was even pretty confident on the front foot as well.
Oh, yes, easily. It's got a big, broad bat.
I think they got to get her out.
They have to. If the West Indies are going to be in a chance of winning this game, this is going to be a good contest. Connell comes in out to bowl to Da. Bowled, and Da played, I would say, Sylvester, a very awful shot, a naughty shot there.
Yeah,
that certainly was not on.
Andrew Mason said that was naughty.
That
Very
shot
naughty.
was certainly not on. She's rehearsing herself, and all of a sudden Connell has redeemed herself. She's picked up the 3 wickets so far for the West Indies. But that's life. Sometimes that's how things go sometimes, my brother. Ball pitched between wicket and wicket. Da, the length was not there. Da going for a big pull shot on the edge onto a stump. And so far Connell has been the wrecker of the Pakistan top order. Da walks back. I don't know if she can face the coach in the dressing room. I think he will have a few choice words with her at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, a play like that was an awful shot, a naughty shot, as you said. I think the ball, she was looking for another short ball, short delivery, but that one was just on a good length, and she needed to just come forward or even to play it with a straighter bat, and she tried to pull basically a good length delivery. And I think the stern conversation from the captain, sometimes you need that, woke up Connell, and Connell, start the delivery after, she bowled a bit fuller, and then that one was on a very good length as well. So I think the stern conversation that the captain Stephanie Taylor had with her, woke her up. I'll bring her back in line.
Certainly. I think is it Chanel Henry we gonna see coming through now from this Andy Roberts end? Yeah.
That look like Salman.
No, I think they would have. Is it Salman? I think they would have pulled Salman, based on my looking.
No, that's Salman.
Salman still.
They pulled
okay.
Haley. Remember Haley started.
Wide delivery. She starts with a wide whisk. It's number 4. She's got number 4 on her back, Sylvester.
Yeah, that's number 4. That's Salman.
Selman. So Selman is Shakira Selman. And she really won't want to start that way. She would want to start by maybe trying to see if she can be able to bowl between wicket and wicket. So let's wait and see in terms of what's going to be happening. What's going to be the mood here. Bang on target. And so you can't score. I would love to see DeAndre Dottin in these conditions, Sylvester. I don't know how you feel.
Well, I mean, they have to give the experience, Selman and Connell, their first opportunity, in my opinion. They have done it, through the years for us, being consistent, getting wickets, and so you have to give them first preference.
Wide delivery cracked away square by Ali, and again he will have the legs to run away into the boundary. No, Knight will pull this one back, so that's good piece of work right there. And in the end, they've been able to pick up a couple of runs right there. Dottin, because of her arm, couldn't be able to throw that ball. Mohammed ran all the way over there. Good team spirit, good work, good running.
The first time I've seen a chipper relay in the field, though.
Yes.
One pass from Selman, one from Dottin, and then Mohammed was the one that pitched the ball in.
You mean from Knight? From Knight?
Yeah, Knight.
From Knight to Dottin, Dottin to 27 for 3. Riaz comes out. Ali Riaz.
I've never seen that Springs in the cricket.
The right-hander. So Ali and Riaz Gonna have to consolidate here. Cool and calm. She just comes back and across. No pressure, no ease. She just stops that right in front of her. Riaz. Pakistan trying to lure themselves up here and get themselves organized in terms of the action. Just wait and see in terms of what's happening. We wait for a little while. Riaz is 28 years old. She's been around for a little while. Selman, she's fishing at one. And in fact, she just pushed straight down the line of the delivery there. She really didn't cover her stumps there at all, Sylvester.
Yeah, a bit tentative in between, you're not sure.
Well, things have been happening so fast that she maybe didn't even get a chance. By the time she looked up and she realized, she was heard shouting from some of the shots being played by Dar, and then all of a sudden realized that she's got to be out here in the middle. Tentatively comes quietly forward. Taylor looking to throw down the stumps right there. The West Indies have settled down nicely here in a very positive way. Reyes has faced some 3 deliveries so far. Pakistan needs to consolidate. They would need a partnership, Sylvester.
Yeah, definitely. They need to, for the next maybe four overs. Yeah.
Henry comes in now to bowl to Reyes. Reyes is driving square for 4. Given wet. And Henry would know that you can't give the Pakistan batters any weight at all. You gotta bowl them a lot more straighter. Boundary to Pakistan, 31 for 3. Went over number 4. Reyes is off the mark, and so too is Ali. Ali is also on 4.
Yeah, Springs. One of the most hurtful thing as a captain is your bowler making the final delivery of the over go for a boundary or 6. It's really difficult. I mean, after you have done the hard work, you have to finish strong, and it's very difficult for a captain. When the last ball of the over, you allow a boundary. Especially the Pakistani players, it seems to me like they're very strong when the ball is wide. All of them they play the ball square, and some of them they have to pick up. I think the West Indies bowlers are experienced enough, and I know that they played against these batters before, so they should be even bowling a bit closer down the channel to off stump.
Left-hander Muniba Ali waits, just about to wait for Connell, who is eager and rain and ready to go. She's got 3 wickets under her belt so far, and she bongs away now into. She comes quietly forward, can't score. Haley Matthews runs in from a short extra cover area, picks up. And so Connell 3 for 16. She's into her 3rd over. Big, strong woman with some power. Bowls a heavy ball. She's a lot more fitter than what we would have seen before. So good afternoon to Jerry Thomas in Barbados. Short delivery, she's back, short and wide. And Connell don't need to try anything at all. She just needs to, don't give them any weight. If you give them weight, then they're looking to put you away. And she was lucky there that Muniba Ali didn't put that one away. Ali goes to 5. And Reyes, the right-hander, now comes into strike. Taylor having a discussion. I think in the end, Sylvester, the spin of Mohammed and company will type the Pakistan batsman a little bit later on in the proceedings. But in the meantime, Connell will have to fill in strong. This is her 3rd over. Maybe.
You reckon? I think the Pakistani will be more comfortable with spin bowling.
Mohammed is a little bit different, and she's picked up a lot of wickets on the easy scale against all teams. Connell is now to bowl to the right-hander, Nelly Arias, who is just back and steering this down past the 25-yard circle out to the short 3rd man area, getting a single. Just would like to see Sylvester. What's her name? Shamila Connell more or less kind of completing her action. I think she's just kind of falling away a little bit. Selman, first over, 1 over, 8 runs, no wickets. Haley Matthews, 1, 7 not. Connell into a 3rd over. She's bowled some 7 dot balls so far. There's been a lot of running so far for Anisa Mohammed. She's been going for a slip. She's had to do a lot of running today. She'll soon have to do a lot of bowling.
Well, I think she'll be pretty warmed up when
by the time she's being called upon. Pitched up. That's a much better delivery there from Shamila Connell. Sort of thought she stopped in her bowling action there. 33 for 3. All the threes. And the last time somebody scored, we saw the three. It was our good friend Christopher Henry Gale.
Yeah, that's his number.
That's his number. Back and looking to stay at who's coming in there dotting, but she's not even going to think about throwing it. Just for a moment, she just thought about it and said, "Hey, where you going? I can't injure my arm." You could hear the chatter in the background. The West Indies perking themselves up, almost like birds on the whole chatter. Again, she's getting the little movement of the ball right there. The ball darting around here, and the conditions are right here for Connell. So when she pitches up the ball, I think she'll be able to get some movement on it. Over number 5 completed. Connell has completed her 3 overs, 3 for 19 from her 3, and Pakistan at 34 for 3. Sylvester.
Yeah, the West Indies fast bowlers, they look more effective when they bowl a fuller length. When they bowl short and wide, that meat and drinks for the Pakistani batters. They show that they like it in those areas. So Connell, she made the adjustment, and you can see, she put a stem to the runs, the run scoring.
So Chanel Henry, Jamaican born, 25 years of age, dapper medium pace bowler. It's got some action. Sort of remind you of Cleveland Davidson. She's bang on target. And Dottin coming in very quickly. Just lobbed it to Knight, the wicketkeeper. Selman, sorry. I don't know why I want Henry to bowl.
No doubt she'll get a turn.
So, Selman, also from Barbados, turned commentator. A little change of pace right there. That sort of hang there for a little while. Still would like to see her just bowl a little bit between wicket and wicket. I know she's trying to go a little wider. But you want to be able to attack those stumps. You got the new ball into your hand, and as Sylvester said, the West Indian medium pacers and seamers, if they bowl a little fuller length, it could cause a little bit of problem. It's overcast here. It will sort of dart away. Selman comes in now to bowl to it, and she's back and looking to stay that. They certainly can't get a run there. Shamila Connell comes around from the short third man area. Good work there so far by her. She's just having a word with Deandra Dottin. Dottin saying, good piece of fielding there. Shamila, keep going. You can get 5 wickets. Do you have enough gas for another over? Well, if you got 3 wickets, you certainly want to get 5.
Well, she only has 1 more over left, so I don't know if they're going to bowl her out. I mean, they have a lot of bowling options out there.
Selman, pitch up delivery, and straight away we have Maniba Ali, who's choking it nicely. Has to be a rebuilding partnership for Team Pakistan. And if we looked at the series against South Africa, they've tend to have lost a lot of wickets in the middle, and they lose them rapidly. You realize they would have lost 3 wickets and they consolidate and then lose another set of wickets again. Looking to stay that one. Good work again by Shamila Connell. Just loves this to wicketkeeper Keisha Knight. West Indies getting through their overs very quickly. This is over number 6. Just about to be completed. Not for 8, Selman. Taylor warming up. Is she due to come in for a spell? Again, and Maniba Ali looking to tug this one out to the mid-wicket fielder. And she only gets 1 run. So over number 6 completed, Sylvester, 35 for 3. We have Ali on 7 and Riaz on 5. And things trickling along nicely here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. I told you 110 would be a good target.
I guess you as you said, you study Pakistan in their last series against South Africa. I mean, I really don't, to be honest, haven't seen that series, so you would have a better idea. You know exactly what the Pakistani batters are capable, the batting team is capable of doing. And as you say, they lose wickets in clusters. They will have one good partnership and then they use a few. So if the West Indies bowlers, from what I'm seeing here, if they continue to bowl, that kind of fuller length, they can get some reward and even continue to stem the run scoring, which also in a 2020 game, if they're not scoring, they're going to create opportunities, Springs.
Certainly. Ali waits for Connell, who's bowling a 4 over. Short delivery, that rushed her again, and somebody could be in trouble here. No, she didn't hit. And Matthews just need to not Matthews. Who's that?
That looked like your friend Henry.
Looks like Chanel Henry. Yeah, she came across there, and had she hit the stumps there, I think it might have been curtains. But that delivery by Shamila Connell had some pace on it, Sylvester.
Yeah,
it was just about over middle stump.
Yeah, and it was a bit straighter. You see, when they bowl a bit straighter, the Pakistanis struggle to score. But when the moment you give them a bit of width, that's when they free their arms.
Riaz, the right-hander. She comes in to strike. Alia Riaz. The left-hander in Maniba Ali. She's on 8. Let's see how Connell will deal with. Yeah, pitched up and she's driving. That's a magnificent stop right there by Anisa Mohammed. She's the vice captain of this West Indies women's team, and she got down there. She's a lot fitter. At age 32, Sylvester, she got down there very quickly. 151 T20 wickets. So I'll be looking to see her bowl today. She could maybe add to that column. 36 for 3. Pitched up. Oh, that's a beauty. You could see that tailoring in, Sylvester. Yeah. And that's what you were talking about. This is really good control here from Shamila Connell. She's got at least, Sylvester, 3 deliveries to go to get 2 wickets. If she gets 5 wickets here, she certainly would deserve that spell. And working away at it. That ball was tailoring in at Riaz. You could see it completely. Again, there's a hold up. Scoreboard seems to have gone off here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, the manual scoreboard is up. So we give some credit to the folks who are working that one. 36 for 3. It's winding its way back up. Here comes Connell, comes in out to bowl to Riaz. And that tucked her up for a little while there. She was looking to back away there, Sylvester. That had some juice on it, as we would say. And Connell working up some steam. So she's a lot fitter that she can be able to come and bowl 4 overs straight. We give her some major credit, and with good pace so far.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, the West Indies outfit look really fit. Even Mohammed, she's diving these. They do good work on their fitness, and they look up for the task today.
Here comes Maniba Ali waiting now for Connell. Pitched up, and she's looking to stay that. Can't score. Coming around very quickly. You have to cut that off. Is Dartin. 37 for 3. Maniba Ali is in strike. The left-hander, she's on 8. And the right-hander, Alia Riaz, is on 6. Connell is coming to the end of her spell. 3 for 21. Comes in now, both to a short delivery. That had some pace on it. So an excellent spell here from the big lady, Shamila Connell from Barbados. Really, 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 really good indeed. And final delivery, you got to know when to bend your back. She did get that one in. Receives a standing ovation. 3 for 21, Shamila Connell. And that'll be good figures. She had the wickets of Raif Khan and the big one, Da, all bowled. That's the importance of attacking stumps.
Definitely, and as the open bowler, that is what your captain is looking for. If you can get the breakthrough and get some wickets, that is what we're looking for you as the opening bowler to give us a good start, and she's been economical as well. 4 overs for 23 runs.
21 runs.
21 runs. She's very
13 dot balls.
Yeah, so she
has done a job.
She has done a job, definitely.
She now needs to go into the outfield now and give major support, which she's been executing before.
I think that would be the easy part.
The easy part. Looks like as Haley Matthews come back into the contest.
Haley Matthews has a very long run up. But she's going to bowl medium pace.
I'll wait and see. Certainly, I really need to see this one here. Let's wait and see what's going to be happening. Maybe she might bowl some slow off cutters. She comes in now to bowl to Reyes. Reyes is driving but can't beat Knight at cover.
She's bowling her natural way, but I never realized that her run-up was so long.
Was that long?
Yeah, her run-up is like Marley.
You realize that now? Maybe she copied Marley, we never know. But you know, Marley was very cunning with his bowling action. All the time, making you think about a lot of things, and by the time you look around, your stump's gone.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we thought that he fling a few as well.
every bowler does that. 38 for 3. That's an understatement, Sylvester. You don't need to mention that one.
Yeah, man. But, Ziggy was very cunning. You have to keep your eyes on him. But these days when he's not doing well with the medium stuff, he cut his run and bowls some offies.
Some offers. Maniba Ali comes into strike, waits for Matthews, swinging across the line of the ball right there. She's just having a go, really.
Yeah, she's not watching it long enough.
Looking onto the ball.
I guess the pressure is building because the overs are going down and they're not really scoring as freely, as when they started out.
38 for 3. Matthews around the wicket now to bowl to Manibi. Oh, that took a year and a million to get to her. When it got to her, she really couldn't do anything about it at all, but in the end she got a single, so at least she got off strike, and the score goes up to 39 for 3 into over number 8. The current run rate is 5.09. Matthews is into a second over, not for 9 so far, and she thinks about a lot of stuff. In fact, just for a moment, Sylvester, she has a sort of start like Matthias Maliteran in the approach in terms of how she's starting to think about it.
Yeah.
Then she moves into a rhythm. 40 for 3. Reyes is on 8. And Maniba Ali is on 9. Now begins to move in now, comes in now to bowl to it. And that's a big one. No, she's out caught. And Maniba Ali finally gave it away. That's really not her game, but as Sylvester said, the pressure was building. She was not scoring. She got frustrated with herself, the wicketkeeper Maniba Ali, and in the end she played a big shot that certainly was not on. Pakistan losing their 4th wicket. Maniba Ali will be very disappointed when she look back at the replay right there. So I think between Dar and herself, they might have to pay some funds later.
You reckon?
You just never know. The bar is set high.
Yeah. But I must give credit to Canel and the West Indies bowlers to making the adjustment, to bowl a bit fuller and stifling the batters from even getting the easy single. So the pressure, as you know, in 2020 cricket, you have to keep on scoring, and to make the adjustment as the West Indian bowlers are doing now. They're creating opportunities, and they're taking them. So kudos to the bowling so far.
40 for 4, 8 overs completed, and Taylor ringing the changes. The West Indies captain got a new bowler coming here, and so we know who's going to be starting. We're in the number 78, Sylvester. Who is this? Who we got here? Aline. So Aline got 26 years. Also from Barbados, right-arm medium fast bowler. So let's see what she's got. I think she's got a little pace with her too, Sylvester. So this team is mixed with a little bit of medium pace, and the conditions are ideal. It's right.
Yeah.
And trust me, I think if Dottin was fit this afternoon, she'd clean up the tail.
You sure she's not fit?
Well,
she's not fit to bowl?
I don't know if they might risk her maybe to bowl. We'll wait and see. If she will be needed.
You were around for some of the practice.
Yeah, but I haven't seen a bowl at the practice. Yeah, so that's why I was saying that I don't know. I think if called upon, I think she's quite capable. We saw in England when they went to England there. She came in and got the ball to wobble. So, and the conditions, like I said, are right here at the Survivor Richards Stadium. But maybe Taylor might just decide that, listen, I don't need Dottin today. We're on top at the moment.
I think they're taking precaution with her. Remember, she just came off from her shoulder.
Alea Reyes. Bang on target, good first up delivery. So you want to be able to get that one out of the bag right there. Iram Javid has also come to the crease right now. Let's see what she'll be able to have to offer, but she's not in strike. That's going to be the good thing here. West Indians will want to be clinical. They'll want to be able to make sure that they finish strong. Aline bungs away nicely. He's in now to both him, back of a link, and she can't score. Wonder if she's any family to Anthony Aline. Anthony Aline is a young player who would have come through the St. Kitts Nevis 13 and under tournament, blazed the way for Barbados at start when he came onto the regional scene, scored a couple of centuries, and then struggled to get into the Barbados team, and is now playing some good cricket in England. That's a good delivery there by Aline, good pace, good carry too, good take, also good cricket all around by the West Indies so far. One thing I will say to you, Sylvester, is that this team itself, especially, they'll be a lot more fitter.
Yeah, they look a lot more fitter. They look, they put in a lot of work. Because fitness now, it plays a big part.
It's a science.
Yeah.
Nutrition is also going to be a science too. I think that's where we're going to have to maybe take the game in a different way. Here is a nice punch drive there by Reyes. Not being able to score there, earlier Reyes, but a good cricket shot. Got on top of it and steered it down the backward point. And we were able to...
Good work there by Dutton, the aggressive. She's just a natural aggressor.
Just a natural athlete.
Yeah.
Just a natural athlete. Starts from outside the 25-yard circle. Aline comes in. Pitched up. That ball is tailoring in at the feet right there. And as Sylvester Joseph said, he wants to see the West Indian medium pacers bowl a lot more straighter. Conditions are right. You can imagine if Mally Richards got a ball this afternoon here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, he'd make it talk.
Probably make it talk too much.
Aline comes in, go to him, pitched up again. Bold! That's what Sylvester Joseph was talking about. That ball tailored in and it did something. And we were talking about the extra movement here. Aliyah Riaz, bowled by Anthony Aline, but not Ali. And straight away, she'll be disappointed in herself. They're walking back, Sylvester. Aliyah Riaz played all around that one.
Yeah, that was a good yarker, She
didn't defend the stumps at all.
No, not at all. The castle, you used to say. You have to defend that castle.
Yeah, you have to defend the castle. Can't let people just come and just hit your stumps just like that. Sylvester, if there's one thing Sylvester learned was that early o'clock.
Yeah, you have to defend that castle.
You got to defend that, man.
Yeah, but she looks very deceptive. She looks a bit quicker than I guess you will expect.
Aliyah Riaz, bowled there by Aline, and Aliyah Aline, and completing the task right there. So Pakistan crumbling here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. West Indies on top in live and in living color as we get ourselves organized right here in terms of the action. Taylor will be looking to continue and be able to maybe want to pick another wicket up very quickly. West Indies would want to be clinical here. They would know that want to get an upper hand on Pakistan. On drive down the ground very quickly and very much off the mark here. So we get a look at it. We got the number 20 Sylvester, and the number 20 seems to be Naseem. Aisha Naseem comes in to strike. Iram Javid just got a single right there, and Pakistan is almost like London bridges falling down here. Naseem comes in to strike, so Javid is off the mark with 41 for 5 into over number 10. The run rate is 4.47. Matthews comes into the third over, back and pulling this one out to the mid-wicket fielder, and she gets 1 run. West Indies can't afford to let up here, Sylvester Joseph. They have to work out in the back of their mind. They're going to make sure that they keep the pressure on, don't ease up, because you can underestimate the Pakistan team. Back and just steering this down to third man. Who's after it? Dot in. Will she be able to throw this one? She does. And she fires a return to the keeper. So I think now and again she works on that. Outside of that, she don't maybe try to pressure herself too much.
Yeah, it's all about the confidence. I mean, after a surgery and coming back, you only need time, to trust that shoulder that you can throw again. And she's trained pretty well, differently. Remember the first overthrow that went to the boundary so quickly.
Again, nice flighty delivery by Matthews in more or less just looking for a hoist, but in the end she got a single, didn't completely get her. I think one of the things that they're gonna have to work out, Sylvester, especially here on the practice areas, gotta give yourself some room, because if you're on the practice areas and the ball hits the clay,
he's gonna come.
It's gonna shot, it's gonna go quickly.
Yeah.
So you gotta be mindful of that to know in terms of what's happening. 4 of the batsmen for Pakistan team were out bowled out of their 5 wickets. Here's another big shot here, just played inside out and down to the boundary for 4. A boundary that Pakistan certainly needed so far. So that's a real rarity. And I just think that Haley Matthews just got to bowl a little bit more tighter. Javed just getting a chance to free her arms and hit that one inside out. It's gone to 6. Naseem is on 2 on the non-striker's end. Count run rate is 4.88. Haley Matthews 1 for 18. This is her 3rd over. Got to put the ball on the surface. Got to be very important, especially here at the Sir Viv Richards Stadium. See the difference when it comes there?
Yeah, straighter.
It's straighter. Can't try anything. So 48 for 5. Sylvester, your final thoughts here before we get Mali into the hot seat?
Well, I think West Indies, a team, you must give them credit for the bowling. They started out and they have made the adjustment early as possible, and they're reaping the reward. They're getting the wickets and keeping on the pressure on the Pakistani team. So after watching basically your little sister got beaten this morning, you come for revenge, and they are really coming with a vengeance, and they're getting the reward. So hopefully, and as a West Indian fan, that we can continue the pressure and go 1 up in the series.
Target is 137. Sylvester Joseph is not going on the golf course, but he's going somewhere around just to maybe look at the final proceedings to see what happens. 48 for 5. 10 overs completed. Aline in now to bowl to Javed. And Naseem, in fact. Naseem is 2, joined by Mali Richards. 48 for 5. Pakistan searching to get up to the 50. The West Indies, when they got to 50, it was off 7 overs, 51 without loss. That was a long time ago between Matthews and Deandra Dottin. Good afternoon, Mali.
Good afternoon, Vern. Good afternoon to everyone listening.
Aline is in now to bowl to Naseem, bang on target. And she's a little quicker than how she looks, Mali.
Skiddy, quite skiddy. We saw with that one that snuck through the defences of the Pakistan batter there, just a little quicker than she anticipated. And it was good enough to, as Sylvester said, she wasn't good enough to defend the castle.
Got to defend the castle. Always know that. 48 for 5. And now the boat to Naseem is driving airily, but down to 3rd man. You can afford to get away with that. I just think that you just got to be patient here. You don't need to try anything. Can't give the Pakistan batters any weight at all, because once you give them any weight at all, trust me, their bat speed and their hands are so good that they're going to come at the ball, especially outside the line of the off stump. They're good cutters and good drivers of the ball. So you just got to be able to just vary that line and just bowl between wicket and wicket. Get the ball tailoring in, especially at the stumps. 4 of their batsmen so far have been bowled. Aline in now to bowl to Javed. Javed is looking to punch this up to mid-on. Can't score. 49 for 5. Into over number 11.
West Indies have been really good here in the first half of their bowling innings here. But it's important that they stay clinical. Yes, it's 49 for 5, but you want to always be practicing and looking to execute the right things.
Pitched up again and decided not to take a single. That should have been a long single, Mali. I don't know what you think.
That would have been a tight one.
You think
considering
so?
Some of the running we've seen.
But it was to the left of Taylor.
It's hit quite hard as well, but I take your point on board that it was to the left. They would have taken a bit of special feeling to get round and still throw the stumps down.
That's why I was saying that it was a long single. She sort of hesitated. It's like, okay, that's Taylor, so I was not going to run again. Right up into the block hole. See the ball tailoring in? And the atmosphere allows for you to do that. I'm sure Courtney Walsh would have told them that. Corey Collymore, who is also one of the bowling coaches, and would have said, just get the ball to just tailor around there. Get a nice seam there. West Indies moving around clinically. 49 for 5, 11 overs. They have to end strong. Rive 5. Can bowl Connell for 7. And then, we had a situation. Dar was also bowled for 9. Reyes bowled Aline for 8. So 4 of their top batsmen, Mali would have, excluding Javier Khan, would have got out bowl. Sure, it would have been a cause of concern for the Pakistan coaching staff.
Yeah, I mean, that's something they'll be definitely looking at. But
this is something which happened in the South Africa series also.
As well, yeah, they did struggle to chase runs. We did mention earlier that we think that their strength is in their bowling, and it's proven to be that way thus far in their innings.
So here comes Anisa Mohammed with over 151 wickets and bang on target, and she's a little trickier because sometimes it's neither here nor there, so it's not going to come to you. So you have to be really staying concentration. And anytime you lapse with Anisa Mohammed, she knocks you over. Starts from the Sir Andy Robertson now. And see, it's looking for a big hole if there is Naseem. And Taylor looking to throw down the non-striker stumps there. Missed. The West Indians have not hit the stumps at all so far. 50 up for Pakistan, or 50 minutes in 11.2 overs.
But they also seem to have quite a few bowling options here, the West Indies.
They do.
Stephanie Taylor is really mixing them up and not really making the Pakistan batters get accustomed to any bowlers in particular.
And Knight coming up a little bit too quick right there, and they've been able to pick up a bye. And she just sort of got up and it just went through her legs very quickly. She quickly apologized and said sorry. Just get her gloves back on. 51 for 5. Pakistan searching, fighting, trying to make a game of this. But this game is not over by a long shot. The West Indies will have to be clinical in their final 10, as Sylvester said. Good drive there by Naseem. Good sounding bat right there. Not as sweet as Knights.
Oh, yeah.
One. What? Oh, my. What lovely shots by those Knights.
Especially that straight drive.
I wonder if...
That was a shot.
I need to find out from her if it's an Indian bat she has or a Pakistani bat. Because the sound was just completely different. Oh, and Mohammed drops a sitter. And when I say a sitter by her standards, she'll be very upset because she set high standards to drop that easy ball and caught. It's sort of caught her by... I don't know if she wanted to go into celebration mood first, Ali, rather than catching it there.
She'll be disappointed with that because she got 2 hands to that one.
Yeah, of course. Javed. And Javed driving again down the ground, picking up another easy single. And Mohammed was just missed in picking up a 152nd wicket. And that's the sort of bowler that she is. Over number 12 completed. And Pakistan just moving around nicely, jollying on. 52 for 5.
Oh, what a fantastic option to have now coming to your attack. Anisa Mohammed, with all the experience that she's got, all the nous that she's got. She's quite a wily veteran for this West Indian team, and she's just come in and done her job here again really, really well.
The pick of the bowlers so far has been Connell, 4, 21, 3, Mali, 13 dot balls.
Very, very top, very good spell there from Shamila Connell.
Really good contest. Let's see what's going to be happening here with our good friend Aline. She's got something to prove here. Let's see. And she gets the ball tailoring that's going down the onside. Appeal for a leg before, but I think more or less it would have been maybe just to clear the lungs because umpire Ramdan Dani would not have been interested in that at all. You saw the incident the other day in the Bangladesh T20 League with Shakib.
I did.
Oh my. He just lost his cool.
Wow.
That was just so amazing.
Yeah, it was.
He only got a 3-match suspension. Couldn't understand that. Smacked over the bowler's head, down to the boundary for 4. Nothing wrong with that. That's okay. Don't mind that.
Swinging through the line there.
Yeah, that's okay. Keep going still. Keep tailoring.
Javid.
Javid goes up to 11. 57 for 5 into over number 13. Don't feel dismayed, Aline. Keep going. Keep attacking those stumps.
It's a good wicket as well, but as good as this wicket's played or has played throughout its history, this ground is a place where you pitch the ball up, it tends to swing. So West Indies wouldn't be discouraged from pitching the ball up here. Just like that. Clean her up.
This is what we've been talking about, Mali. Just bowl between wicket and wicket. Don't mind that.
Exactly.
You get smacked away, that's okay.
Yeah, that
the
comes
conditions
with the
here is just
territory.
ripe for it.
Yep. Slightly overcast day, not too hot. Breeze coming across the ground. Yeah, great conditions to get the ball moving through the air.
So, Pakistan have lost their 5th batsman bowled for the day. And the score is 57 for 6. Aline picking up her 2nd wicket here so far. And they're
2 for 5.
They're almost crumbling, not almost crumbling. They're almost quite there. It's still a good way over before this game finishes. And I think the player who they were looking for to be able to take them over to the next level in Dar, she certainly looked good. And then played what you would consider to be a very naughty shot.
Yeah, it's going to take a special innings from one of these Pakistan batters here for them to even get close to this West Indian total. But the game's still going on, and we've known this is a game of glorious uncertainties. But at this point in time, West Indies in full control.
West Indies on top. And they will clinically have to be able to finish. They need to put some smiles on the faces of fans all around the Caribbean. If they clinically can just execute here, Aline is certainly looking to be able to execute here in a very big way. Good delivery, bang on target. And all you just have to do is to defend. Let's see who's the new batter for the Pakistan team. Looks like it's Sana. So Sana has come out. Sana too has been around for some time. She's got some backing behind her, but Aline is a little slippery kid. You got to keep your eyes on her. It's a little nippy too, close to the wicket. Sana is off and running, getting a single. You know, in cricket, Mali, you want to get off the mark very quickly. Sana just decided, I'm running.
And if you think back to, did you see that England-India test match a week or two ago?
Yes.
You think back to England pushing for a win on that final day, 6 wickets down, and then Rana comes to the crease. And they would have been thinking, hey, we've got this game all sewn up here. But this number 8 actually came out and played like a number 3.
Yes.
And you could see her confidence growing and growing and growing. And this is what we're going to see in the women's game as players actually try to make their names.
Certainly. Looking to clip this one away. I know people have been calling, they've been trying to put some pressure on the BCCI in India for a women's T20 league. But it's going to take some time still, as you said, Mali. I
think. Well, the Big Bash is the league for the women that almost is the centerpiece.
Okay.
You know, it's a global centerpiece for the women to go and showcase their skills. I think the Big Bash League in Australia is the one that's actually doing that. And then you have in England as well the county. Set up here with the 100. Well, it hasn't quite happened yet,
but it's on the verge.
Yeah, and you know, we're seeing a lot of development when it comes to these big tournaments around the world.
Here is a nice flighted delivery from Anisa Mohammed. She'd want to get into the wicket column very quickly. She's bowling to Naseem, who is on 6. Sana, who's just come in, she's on 1. Mohammed is into a second over. It comes in a bowl to Naseem. Naseem is just on driving down the ground. Don't know if something is wrong with Naseem in terms of how she's running, or is maybe just a style in her approach. 14 overs, 60 for 6. We're into the 14th over. And there has to be a target set by the West Indies women team. And it looks as if they may be working towards that. Comes quietly forward is Sana. So she can't be able to get that one off the mark.
And that's the thing here, you know, you're asking a Pakistani batters to take chances against possibly the most experienced bowler in the West Indian bowling lineup here.
Here is Sana looking to sweep. So she got out the broom here. You know, Mali, I'll say to you, compared to looking at the men's game, the women have played a lot of sweep shots today.
Yeah, they have.
Which means that the coaches have done a lot of some good work with the women batters.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of, we've seen these subcontinent players as well. If you remember us looking back at the Sri Lanka series, and you think of a Nisanka or a Bandara, and they got the broom out regularly, and it's a trademark shot up from players from that part of the world.
Just looking at the modern day West Indian players, and you can think about how many of the senior guys do sweep. One of the things I used to talk about Sylvester Mali is, I think that Carl Hooper was one of the hardest batsmen sometimes to bowl to, because it didn't matter what happened. He always got the broom out, and he got you moving that field all around all the time.
Hardest and easiest in one, with some of the dismissals as well, You think, oh, Carl, why did he do that? I think of one in particular against South Africa. I'll never forget that one. The ball was probably on 12th stump line. It was that wide, and Carl reached outside the off stump. He was batting serenely at the time. Reached outside off stump and bunted it to cover with one hand. He was gone. But that was the man, the ease in which he would play his strokes. But then when he got out, it looked really bad.
But let's talk here, because Matthews is coming. Would you have pulled Ali?
Taylor in. Looks like Taylor.
But would you pull Ali in?
Well, it goes along with how they seem to be ringing their changes. She doesn't really want to have any bowlers settling against one batsman, or one batsman settling against a particular bowler.
Well, she just got a wicket.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's why I was maybe asking that. So Taylor comes into the attack, and straight away she is pulled away by Naseem for a single down the ground. Naseem goes to 9, and Sana comes into strike. Taylor's first over.
Many options though, Vern, which is good.
Which is good. Yeah. The A team would have lost some 8 bowlers. Again, cramping a good piece of fielding there by Haley Matthews at the short mid-wicket area. And the score is 63 for 6. 63 for 6. Went over number 15. Taylor getting through her overs very quickly. Short and wide. There's a appeal for caught behind, but they decided to change their mind because she didn't get a nick onto it.
I really like Stephanie Taylor as a cricketer. She offers quite a lot. Springs.
Back and cracking that past Mohammed. Mohammed was diving away there. I think this is one of the hardest games that I've seen Mohammed had to work in. And again, that example what I was talking about, Mali. Look where Taylor was, in front of the stumps. Now I'm saying if Taylor got around the stumps right there, the ball ricocheted from her, behind her, and she now had to turn to go for it. And like I said, the coaches are going to have to tell me something different. I know that you got to, as the bowler, you got to get over the stump. Yeah, but I see a whole different pattern taking place again over Mohammed, just getting a little frustrated. The ball has just been following her all the time. I was saying, Mali, that this is one of the hardest I think I've seen Anisa Mohammed work in the field.
Well, she obviously
she looks a lot fitter.
Yeah. It looks like they've been working really hard, and like you guys said earlier, you can tell the difference is a stark difference between the A-team fitness and this full senior team fitness here.
There's a delivery hit down to the big Chanel Henry, and over number 15 completed. 67 for 6, and the West Indies are turning around nicely. It's almost like I don't want to say a jog in the park, but they're rolling around.
Stephanie Taylor, she's an interesting one for me. We were saying how much she offers as a cricketer and stuff, and you can tell her worth by how she's sought after in these international leagues, Big Bash, England or whatever. But comparing her to some of the other top players around the world, do you think she's actually kicked on in the way like a Alyssa Healy or a Elise Perry has? What do you think?
I'll come back to that in a little while, Mali. Down the onside here by Anisa Mohammed. And I'm sure Naseem would have got a little tickle onto it. We'll find out. She gets a couple of runs. She's looking to come back for 3, but she had to change her mind. and Verdine Smith doesn't signal, so she did get a little tickle onto it. I was talking today to a couple of folks in the hallway, and I was saying to them, even though Stephanie Taylor is rated as the number one all-rounder in World Cricket XYZ, there are times when I feel that she could be able to, take the game to a number of teams. Whether that is a pressure situation or not, as being captain of the West Indies team, is another different situation. And I look at the last tour in England, there were some circumstances when she came in, I just think that she's Stephanie Taylor.
I think it's a confidence thing.
Yeah, it's a mindset. You got to come in and just explain to people that, hey, I'm here.
She seems to be a big confidence player. So when it's going really well, her body language is really positive and she shows all the right things. But when it isn't, it tends to go the other way.
Mohammed comes in to bowl to Naseem, who's 14. Naseem is having a go at this one down to long on. One bounce down to the fielder. And they're only able to get one run there so far. So the West Indies, they're contented. They're maybe not trying anything. In the meantime, the Pakistani batters, women cricketers, they're having some fun. Mohammed not for 11. This is her third over. Comes in the bowl to her, and she's going and having a hoik at this one. This game is not over yet. Boundary to Pakistan.
Good shot.
And Sana decided to have a heave at Nahisa Mohammed, and she would have played against Mohammed for some time. And that was flighted up, and she marched down to it and smacked it over the vacant mid-wicket area. And the fielder there, long on, didn't have a chance at all. 76 for 6, went over number 16, Anisa Mohammed. Not for 15. This is the third over. She starts. She's already dropped the ball and caught already. She'll have to wait for the next one and look and see in terms of what's happening. One more legal delivery expected to be left in this over. 76 for 6. Mohammed not for 15. Sana is 9. She's in strike, and Naseem is 15. And she's going again over into that favorite area.
That's her area.
And looking for it. There's good work there by Knight. And she comes quietly back for a second run. So over number 16 completed. The West Indies motoring on and turning around very quickly. 78 for 6. And that's the latest score here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in the CG Insurance International Series between West Indies women and Pakistan. Pakistan would have lost wickets at 7, 14, 23, 40, 40 and 57, trickling around here. And the towers have really not been built here by the Pakistan team. Sort of tend to fall away. I mean, it's not, you don't want to say London Bridge is falling down, but it's almost sounding like that.
It's getting to that point.
Almost there. In the meantime, the Pakistan coaching staff will be saying, listen, we can't afford to get bowled out. So that will be the next objective, I sure inclined by the Pakistan team. And the West Indies, they will be thinking that, hey, we need to get through this. 4 overs to go.
They'll be looking to bowl out this Pakistan team here, Brian.
Well, they would need to. You want to be clinical. Taylor is in now to bowl to Naseem. Naseem is back and pulling this down to Henry. And so she will only get 1 run so far. Naseem goes up to 15. Sana is 11. Sana now comes into strike. The current run rate is 4.89. Taylor is into a second over. And the West Indies, the target is 137. What will happen here? Let's find out what's going to be taking place. Flatter faster. She's got enough time, Sana, to be able to just punch that out to the sweeper. Again, you see what I was talking about, Mali?
Yep.
I want to see them get behind the stump. I think it's just a bad habit.
And her position in front of the stumps isn't great either. It's not like she's right next to the stumps looking to collect. It can just go straight onto the bails.
Naseem getting a little tired there. Mali looking for a big shot.
Oh, you see, from this side she was behind the stumps there.
Yeah. That one, she maybe might have heard us and did the correct thing.
I highly doubt it, but
81 for 6. It's all part of the commentary taking place here. Here is Sana hitting inside out. Again, we want to say good afternoon and good evening to all viewers and listeners wherever you're following us. This has been streamed through Flow Sports, also on the Flow app. Sounds like I have to go and get a Flow app.
Or you need to just go and get flow.
Mali, they can't pay for that one. They certainly can't pay for that line. 82 for 6, wide delivery ball.
Yo, I don't work for Flow either. I'm not a Flow ambassador.
I never said that.
I'm just saying.
I don't want you to be a Flow ambassador either. I'm just saying to you, they can't pay for that. Pakistan needs some 55 runs of 20 balls. Taylor is now saying to the umpire, but umpire, that is not a wide. In fact, Taylor should just forget about that one and just move on. The umpire's already called wide, and that's about it.
Shows her competitive nature.
Yeah, certainly. Oof. Got an edge. That is going to race away down to the boundary. It hits the rope now.
Good save.
She did?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. No, it touched the rope.
Yeah.
Touched the rope.
Good effort.
But a big, massive effort. So a boundary to the Pakistan team. And score trickling along. I told you they should get 110, Mali. They need 55. No, you need 51 now of 19 balls.
Do you reckon they get bowled out or not?
No, I don't think they'll get bowled out, but I don't think I did tell you that they should get 110.
Right.
So let's wait and see what's happening. But that is not for the Vitamalt.
Of course not. How can it be? My Vitamalt's already secured.
That's what I'm saying. Just making sure that I know that. And will someone take this one? No. Haley Matthews. Taylor feels that Matthews could have maybe made a bigger effort and pulled that one out.
She just misjudged it slightly.
Yeah, I think so. It's a white ball, and you maybe have to think about the conditions in terms of what's happening here too.
Yeah, and it's quite gloomy and the lights aren't on.
Yeah. Wondering why the lights are not on today, Mali.
I wish I knew.
The umpires maybe didn't request that one, but overcast conditions here in St. John's and
even
Barbuda
from this morning, so I'm guessing that the lights should have been a possibility.
Could have been a possibility, but you're wondering what's happening. You're listening to the CG Insurance T20 International Series. It's the first between West Indies and Pakistan, and as we speak, West Indies are large and in control.
Yeah, they're cruising at this point in time. 49 from 18. The batter in Naseem has come in and added a little impetus, but it's going to take a little bit more than that. She's going to have to find those boundaries regular in order to get close to this total.
Don't know if she's got the energy to find the boundaries, but we'll wait and see as Taylor continues to ring the changes. Who's back? Alia Aline? Or is it Selman is back?
Yeah.
So Selman really searching. She's bowled 2 overs, not for 9. The conditions are right. She's just got to bowl a little fuller length. Naseem is 22. That's the top score so far for Pakistan. Naseem, wait for Selman. Selman is pitching up and she's just whipping this beautifully down to the long arm boundary. They're looking for 2 and they get it quite easily. Good running, good aggressive running there between Sana and Naseem.
What we've seen from Naseem is she loves that wide, long on area. It's these little things with the long on being a little straightish. She could possibly go a little wider to save a run there, because they're getting 2 every time she hits the ball in that area.
Here comes Selman in out the boat to Naseem, tucked her up, and Anisa Mohammed will have some work to do. They're thinking about coming for 2, but Mohammed has done beautiful work there inside the 25-yard circle and cut that off. Trust me. I say good afternoon to Hassan Bassarat and folks in Trinidad and Tobago who are following the West Indies Women's Series. Folks in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dominica, St. Lucia, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, like I said, Jamaica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, Anguilla. Wherever you're listening to us, we thank you very much for joining us. Turks and Caicos Islands, Cayman Islands, India, Pakistan. All the folks, 91 for 6. This is women's cricket. A good move.
Yeah, and if
you're
you're
able to put some smiles on the faces of the West Indian fans if they can complete this victory.
If you're a West Indian cricket fan, you've got quite a lot of cricket to look forward to as well over the next month or 2.
Certainly.
Quite a few games being played, especially limited overs and T20s.
It's the action pack here.
Oof.
That's a beautiful shot by Sana. Wow. Well, I think we have to match up between the Aline shot of the day and the Sana shot of the day. That was class.
There are quite a few candidates for shot of the day. That one there, she smoked that one through extra cover. Hayley Matthews had no chance there. She just watched that one go past her. On that occasion, Selman provided width, and
that's what we've been talking about all the day.
Yeah, Rana accepted.
Can't afford to give the Pakistanis any width at all on either side, especially outside the line of the off stump. Their bat speed and their hands, it's just been excellent. Down the onside, Selman losing her cool there. Just trying too many things. Just take your time, look at the stumps. You're on top of the game. No need for you to try anything different. You've got to be disciplined in the extras. Got to be clinical.
She just overcompensated slightly there, in reaction to bowling wide. She tried to get a bit straighter and just pushed it down the leg side.
Here is Sana going to the mid-wicket area. She'll only get one run. The score goes up to 96, in fact 97 for 6. Sana quickly goes up to 18. And Naseem, who's on 25, she now comes into strike.
This ball has to go for 4 or 6 here. Or at least that has to be the intent of the Pakistan batter Naseem with this last delivery.
I think Naseem is running out of some gas.
Yeah.
She might maybe need some Gatorade. Let's see if she can be able to find the boundary as Mali has prescribed. Can't find the boundary.
Not quite.
She's not been given any room to be able to get to swing her arms. And so over number 18 is completed. Selman's third over, not for 19. 18 overs completed, 98 for 6. Sana is 18. Naseem, who's in strike, is 26. And Taylor will continue still.
How many sixes have we seen today?
I think we only saw, was it 2?
2?
Yeah, I think about 2.
The boundaries here are massive. These are the same boundaries pretty much that the senior men's team would have played on. Or has it been brought in slightly?
No, well, for the women's cricket, I think it could be a maximum of 70
meters.
Yes, so these maybe might be 70.
This side seems to have been brought in a little bit, but that side over there down to the west is still pretty big.
So I'll have to get my measuring tape out the next time I'm here at Vivacious Stadium. I think both teams will enjoy the Coolidge Cricket Ground, the home of West Indies. We should get some fun there.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Certainly we'll see more sixes.
Yeah, never done a game there. It will be the first time, so definitely looking forward to Coolidge. Formerly Stanford.
Here comes Aline. The bottle thing. That's a
big
hit.
One.
That's gone. Pitched up. And Naseem is enjoying that one.
Running out of steam? Was she? Not at all. She's just asked you how many sixes, and that was the third one.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big hit.
100 up for the Pakistan team. This game has some life in it, Mali.
She's showing she's got some power. At least she's going to go down swinging, that's for sure.
Well, I can tell you, I feel that Aline will knock her over very quickly once she continues to bowl between wicket and wicket. But Naseem might be thinking about executing and hitting her again. Again, the inside out pass Anisa Mohammed, and they're coming back for 2 runs. And all of a sudden, Naseem is roughing up the West Indies women's team here for a little while.
She came in though and showed intent from her first delivery. The way she blocked it and got off strike right away showed you that she was very determined, and she was here to add something to this game. And thus far she's on 34 from 26, still giving her team a chance to pull off an unlikely victory.
This is a good test for the West Indies team. This is also a good test for Aline. 2 for 15 so far. She's into her 4th over. Oh gosh! And she quickly apologizing, and that goes past the keeper Knight. It's a no ball, and the West Indies are getting ruffled here simply by the approach here so far by Naseem. Free hit.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was as high as Naseem made out in terms of her reaction to the delivery, how she ducked out of the way. But
because of the light,
she probably missed. Didn't pick it up.
Didn't pick it up.
Yeah.
The target is 137. They need 31 in 10 balls. This is going to be a good game. Naseem is still there, and she's fighting. She's 34 not out of 26 deliveries, and she's got a free hit. Sana is 18. Yes, it's a free hit. 18.2 overs bowled. This is going to be an exciting one. This is good experience here for Aline too. She's going to meet more conditions of that. And she peels off this one, And it goes down to the third man boundary for 4. And the West Indies, they just look like in trauma. Like, hey, is this happening to us?
I don't think it's anything to panic over at this point in time, though. West Indies need to stay calm here and just execute like they've been doing.
No wit, Mali.
No wit, and just execute their areas, hold straight and full, and set the field accordingly.
And all of a sudden, the Manhattan is being made here in this over.
It shows you what can happen in T20 cricket, though.
113 for 6. One player. 113 for 6. It's all happening here. The target is 137. Do we have a game on here? Is it possible?
It's possible, but
38 of 28. I think Naseem
improbable.
will be maybe trying to run out some gas. She's going big again. Will Taylor pull this one? No. Oh, Haley Matthews has dropped the sitter again. No, not 2 in a day.
As a dolly.
Not 2 in a day. Not at this time. Haley Matthews has dropped Naseem on 38. The score goes up to 115. Is it 50? Only 1 run they got, Mali?
Yeah.
No, Naseem must have thought that one was going all the way. Nah, she's going to be guilty. The coach will be very upset with her. She's on 39. That easily should have been 2 runs. But as you said, I thought she maybe felt that she'd cleared it and it's gone for a boundary. Not on these big boundaries here. Sano. And Anisa Mohammed drops also another one. What is happening with the West Indies?
That was scorched to her, though. That was hit with serious power, and she just couldn't hang on.
It's all happening here, Mali. 115 for 6. The West Indies, Pakistani, Naseem and Sana. They need 22 of 7 balls, and this game is not over by a long shot.
Yeah, this ball is a crucial delivery here. Naseem, the player in form, the player with the momentum at this point in time, and she's going to look to hit this ball for 4 or 6 as well.
39. Naseem waits for Alia Aline. In out the ball to her. She's back and pulling this one. And they only get one in. If she hits a stump, it's out. And Aline is even roughed up. She's lost her confidence in the end. Overcompleted. Aline's spell. She finishes with 2 for 25. Sana is 19. Naseem is 40. But I can say to you, Naseem has batted beautifully here in this little partnership.
Yeah, what we do see in T20 is bowlers do go the distance at times. It's just the particular delivery that you need at a certain time. You need to execute that ball. And that's what's happened to Aline here. She hasn't executed and she's gone, but she's bowled a good spell. 4 overs, 24 runs, and the 2 wickets.
Final over. Shakira Selman will have to bowl this one for the West Indies so she can put some smiles on the West Indies faces. This is going to be a pretty interesting period of time. Let's work and see what's going to be happening. Who you've got your money on? Some folks have been sending me some messages to tell me Mr. Springer, Pakistan is going to win this game. Terry Laraju is home, is enjoying himself, enjoying the commentary. Good evening to you, Terry. Pakistan needs 21 runs of 6 balls. 21 of 6.
With Naseem on strike here.
Naseem is on strike. Let's see what's going to be happening. She's 40. Bang on target. She gets a single.
It's got to be 2. That's going to be 2.
Yeah, but she needs more than 2. So that's going to be okay. And she could be run out. And she's scrabbling to get home. And she get 2 runs quite easily. So we're talking, Mali. They need 19 or 5.
Yeah, the best they could hope for there was either 4 or 6. But to get Naseem back on strike and in getting 2 runs, they've done that.
118 for 6.
She's the best chance of a Pakistani victory here, so it's upon her to face as many of these deliveries as possible.
Naseem is 42. The count run rate is 6.16. Selman into a 4th over, not for 21. Starts from the Sunday Roberts end, goes past Verdine Smith, in out the ball to Naseem. Naseem is driving inside out. Will she be out this time? No. So she get another 2 runs again. She needs more than 2 as we speak here. Mali needs more than 2. She needs a big one.
She needs a
boundary
6.
can change the entire game or 6.
And she's already shown she has the ability to clear the boundaries.
They need 17, Mali, in 4 deliveries. What's your take, Mali? She's 44 not out.
I'm still backing a West Indian win.
Well, I am backing a Pakistan
As in,
win.
yeah.
So we just never know what will happen.
Yeah.
The game is not over by a long shot.
Possible but improbable, in my opinion.
I got you, Mali. 120 for 6. Here is Nazeem. I think it's all over. I think it's all over, Malachi. she couldn't.
One ball, Springs.
She couldn't find the elevation.
One ball.
Just one. She couldn't find the elevation on that one. 16 and 3.
I mean, she's got to hit 3 sixes here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to you. She couldn't be able to find the elevation on that one. Got to be disciplined. Pressure here. Let's wait and see what's going to be happening. There's a good delivery. There's a beautiful delivery. I told you that, man.
Well bowled.
Nazeem was the one who was been going.
It had to be Nazeem.
And she just didn't have the energy to be able to pull it out, to be able to get that big boundary that you really needed. So you know what's happening. The West Indies 8 extras so far, 121 for 6.
But she has shown us something here today, though.
She has. Selman is going to come in now to bowl to Sana. You know, to bowl to Sana. Sana is driving to cover for 4.
Beautiful.
Oh! And even though this game is over, Pakistan is sending a message to the West Indies team. That's a lovely shot. And Sana quickly shots up to 23. Naseem is 45, 125 for 6. And unless something ridiculous happens here, where she bowls a no ball or wide or something, it's going to be a West Indies victory.
Yeah, but the Pakistanis have fought back pretty nicely in this game. I think we can anticipate a pretty hard-fought series going forward.
Selman comes in now to bowl to Sana. Sana driving ferociously down the ground. And game over. West Indies victory. Victory to the West Indies. But they were ruffled in the end by Naseem and Sana.
They held their nerve, though.
They did hold their nerve, and they dropped some crucial catches. Steve Liebert, the fielding coach, will have to go back to the drawing board and continue to drill them and get some catches, but I'm sure some people will have to pay some fines.
And Steve Liebert, one of the better catchers for the Leeward Islands in the last however many years. He'd probably be a little disappointed with what he saw there at the end, but overall is a good job by the West Indian team, and also we must commend Pakistan for the way that they fought back in this game, and give Naseem some credit as well.
Taylor still challenging the white before and making a point to the umpire that she thought that one was inside the line. But that's good challenge. So in the end, Pakistan winning this game 126 for 6. This is what cricket is about. This is really inspirational, Mali.
Yep.
We saw Naseem 45 of 33 and Sana 24 of 21. And one thing, Mali, I can say to you, you never count out the players from Bangladesh and Sri Lanka and India. You got to treat everybody the same way. You got to treat Naseem and Sana just like a Dar and the top order batsman.
And that's why I mentioned what happened in that India test as well, because England had to treat Rana as a top order batsman, but they didn't know enough about her at the time, and she came out and played fantastic innings. Naseem here today almost did the same thing, but what she's done though is she's shown the other batters what's possible against this West Indian attack. So we can expect a better showing from the Pakistani batters as well in the next game. What
a game which really set the billing, set the work up, and this is really good for world cricket, for ICC cricket, when you see the sort of performance. Opening spell, they lost wickets at 7, 14, 23, 40, 40, 57. Connell, 4 overs, no maidens, 21 runs, 3 wickets. Haley Matthews, 3 overs, 18 runs, 1 wicket. Sakira Selman, 4 overs, 29 runs, no wickets. And Aliyah Aleen, 4 overs, 25 runs, 2 wickets. Anisa Mohammed, 3 overs, 17 runs, no wicket. And Stephanie Taylor, 2 overs, no maidens, 15 runs, no wickets. In the end, the West Indies winning their game over Pakistan. But as Mali Richard said, it's a statement game. Because the West Indies will have to go back to the drawing board. They'll have to be tighter in their fielding areas. even in their batting, they had like about 50 dot balls. So they'll have to be able to pull together that. The West Indies 136 for 6 in their innings. Haley Matthews 32, Dottin 31, Knight 23, Kashana Knight also 51. Dar picked up her 100 T20 wicket, 2 for 15. Sana 2 for 32, Sandu 1 for 31, and Baig 1 for 36. In the end, the West Indies coming home in this first CG Insurance T20 International game, and we want to just let you know that our next game, Mali, is at the Coolidge Cricket Ground, and when?
Friday.
So we'll be there to you. So it's Friday and Sunday, and I can say to you, the West Indies coaching staff, they have now come out to look at the track, and they'll go back to the drawing board and get themselves sorted out and get ready for Coolidge, because I think we're going to have some fireworks coming up on Friday at Coolidge with the West Indies and Pakistan in the second CG Insurance International T20 game. Let's let you know very quickly what happened in the first game. The series are tied up at 1-all. West Indies, they batted first, 96 for 8. Rashada Williams 33. Punjabi got 20. The partnerships were 31, 21, 17, 11. Pakistan in reply reached 98 for 3 off 18.5 overs. Ashia Zafar got 40 not out. So Pakistan motoring around. The West Indies would have used some 8 bowlers within their spell. I like the look of Kaisa Schultz, who bowled 4 overs, no maidens, 18 runs, 1 wicket. And so Goodwin, 3 overs, no maidens, 11 runs, 1 wicket. So, hey, your final thoughts, Mali, as we give way and get ourselves to be able to get out of the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium.
Good start to this series. We've been very fortunate for the rain to stay away and for both games to be completed. So I look forward to Friday, and guys, tune in on Friday and join us as we embark on another game between Pakistan and the West Indies.
Well, as we say compliments to Yellow, our technical staff from ABS, who's been able to provide all of the lovely headphones and connection for us, and our entire team, our scorers, who've done an excellent job here. And let me take some time out to really commend the ground staff here at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium for being, despite the storm and the rain here, being able to get through and get some wickets, get the cricket in. They've been able to get 2 games. That has to be remarkable. And to all the backroom staff who've been able to do an excellent job, my co-commentators in Mali Richards and Sylvester Bouncing Joseph, and all of the persons who made it possible, the caterers, we say thanks very much to you. This is Vernon Springer signing out here from the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, where West Indies would have been able to place some smiles on the faces of folks around the Caribbean. Thank you very much, and see you on Friday at the Coolidge Cricket Ground.